banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave.
Sharday Jones performing the national anthem in Cincinnati tonight. The national anthem sponsored by American Sail. Bring the fun home. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk on the Bernstein and Holmes Show, weekdays 10 a.m. to 2 on the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Cubs in Cincinnati. Who are you banking on? Is sponsored by Busey Bank. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. Dansby Swanson quietly heating up, batting .321 over his last 15 games, including a 6-game hitting streak. So I'm banking on Dansby tonight. The pitching matchup sponsored by Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Enjoy the laid-back experience of Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Jamison Tyone going for the Cubs. The veteran right-hander with 7 quality starts in his last 8 games. He's 7-5 this season with a 2.96 ERA. Fellow right-hander Carson Spires going for the Reds. 3-2, a 3.83 ERA. The 26-year-old is making his first appearance since July 12th. He's been on the injured list with a bad shoulder. Around Baseball is sponsored by Great Clips. For your next haircut, go to Great Clips. It's going to be great. One final on the board. In game 1 of a doubleheader, the Orioles beat the Blue Jays 11-5 in Baltimore. Anthony Santander and Ryan Mountcastle both going deep for the O's. The second game is yet to start. Bottom 1, Guardians lead the Tigers 3-0. The Yankees a 2-0 lead over the Phillies. They're in the top of the second inning. Aaron Judge has gone deep again. Number 38 for him. He leads the majors. Jazz Chisholm Jr. with a home run as well for the Yankees, his first since the trade from Miami. Here in Cincinnati, it is time for baseball. Cubs, Reds, Pat, Ron, next on the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago Cubs memories are made right here with Pat, Ron, and Zach on the Cubs Radio Network.
Oh, hey, can we have your attention for about 25 seconds? Thanks. In a media landscape of declining TV viewership, distracting billboards, and endless pop-ups, how about getting your message right to the ears of your consumer? We are Odyssey, and we are a company full of audio fanatics. We make podcasts, radio, and we know about sports. And we can get the attention of any listener, from a broad nationwide audience all the way to the consumer who responds to whistling. Advertise with Odyssey. To learn more, go to ads.odyssey.com.
670 The Score is proud to announce the Cubs for a Cure Radiothon. On August 15th, The Score is partnering with the Cubs and Stand Up to Cancer for a 24-hour radiothon hosted by Danny Parkins and the Score team, with 100% of the proceeds benefiting cancer research.
Celebrities, doctors, and patients will share their stories of how cancer has impacted their lives. Your donations could land you tickets, experiences, and memorabilia from your favorite teams. You can make a difference by helping The Score raise money for cancer research. If you or your company would like to get involved, email 670radiothon@gmail.com today.
When you compete at the highest level, quality makes a difference in every product you take to the course. Go to SeeBetterPlayBetter.com to learn why more touring golf professionals are switching their sunglasses to Shadon Precision Eyewear. That's SeeBetterPlayBetter.com.
Chicago Cubs baseball is on The Score and the Odyssey app.
Ian Happ drives one in the air. That ball is gone!
Throughout the season, catch every Cubs game live on 670 The Score. And if you live in the Chicago area, listen live on the free Odyssey app. Plus, talk Cubs every day with Mulligan Haw, Bernstein and Holmes, and Parkins and Spiegel.
Diving backhand stop by Horner, throws to first to get it. Sensational play by Nico Horner.
The voices you know, the team you love. Your Chicago Cubs, your Odyssey.
This Odyssey Sports broadcast is presented by Health Markets. Shop for health insurance your way. And now, Odyssey and 670 The Score bring you Chicago Cubs baseball on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Get out the tape measure, long gone. Back to the stands. That ball is gone. A game-winning home run. Can you believe it? This is what you came here for. You Got the Cubs game on the score.
Chicago Cubs baseball is presented to you in part by Benjamin Moore, Benny's Beverage Depot, Hefty Trash Bags, Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha, Bosch Power Tools, James Hardy Building Products, Sloan, Stella Blue Coffee, Traffic Tech, Wintrust Community Banks, your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, Granger, official partner of the Chicago Cubs in Wrigley Field, Arturo Tires, and by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. And now, here's the Hall of Famer, Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer, with all the exciting play-by-play action of Chicago Cubs baseball.
Chicago Cubs baseball is on the air from the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. It's game one of a 3-game series between the Chicago Cubs and the Cincinnati Reds. Good evening, everybody. Along with former Cub and All-Star Ron Coomer, it's Pat Hughes reporting. It's a warm summer night here in Cincinnati, 84 degrees, but it's dry. There is a chance for some shower activity later on tonight, but we'll worry about that in a couple of hours. We're starting right on time. First of a set. Starting pitchers are right-handers. Jamison Tyone going for the Cubs. Carson Spires starting for Cincinnati. Let's go ahead and get right to the starting lineups for tonight's game. Sponsored by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all. Cubs had a good series in Kansas City. Here's the way they'll line up tonight in Cincinnati. Nico Hoerner at second base to lead off. Michael Busch at first base. Seiya Suzuki in right field. The Cubs cleanup hitter, left fielder Ian Happ. Mike Tauchman, the designated hitter. Dansby Swanson in the number 6 spot. Swanson at shortstop. Patrick Wisdom at third base. Pete Crow Armstrong batting 8th and playing center field. And batting 9th and doing the catching, Miguel Amaya. Those are the Cubs. Here are the Reds. Jonathan India will lead off and play second base. T.J. Friedel in center field. Spencer Steer at first base. The cleanup hitter is the former Cub, Jeimer Candelario. Candelario tonight will be the designated hitter for Cincinnati. Tyler Stevenson catching. Jake Fraley is the right fielder. Fraley batting 6th. Noelvi Marte at third base. Batting 8th in left field, Will Benson. And the number 9 Reds hitter is the shortstop, Santiago Espinal. So there you have the lineups. The umpires are waiting at the home plate area for the Reds to take the field defensively. The umpires tonight, DJ Rayburn calling balls and strikes. James Hoy at first. Charlie Ramos is the second base umpire, and John Libka will make all of the impartial decisions at third base. The announcement of the umpires is sponsored by Suits 2020 in Niles, the largest selection of wedding outfits for grooms and groomsmen. We mentioned it's a warm night in Cincinnati, 84 at game time. Game time temp? Well, that's brought to you by Four Seasons. Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric. Your trusted local experts, Four Seasons. We are ready to go, the Cubs and the Reds. Back to get it started right after this. You are listening to The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen to every Cubs game all season long right here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Picture yourself in Indiana this summer, the perfect blend of adventure and relaxation. Paddle across picturesque lakes, hike through breathtaking views, and make a splash in our water parks. Discover the beauty of our beaches as you stroll along miles of sandy shoreline and enjoy live music, local flavors, and endless fun at our festivals. With countless outdoor activities, Indiana is the perfect summer destination. Start your planning at inindiana.com/summer.
Hey, I'm Rhett.
And I'm Link.
Maybe you know us from our daily YouTube show, Good Mythical Morning.
But this is a little trailer for our podcast, Ear Biscuits, where two lifelong friends talk about life for a long time.
And nothing is off limits. We talk about our sex lives, our mental health journeys, but we try to never take ourselves too seriously.
So we invite you to not do the same or to do the same. We invite you to listen. Follow and listen to Ear Biscuits.
Now for free on the Odyssey app and everywhere you get your podcasts.
Saturday, October 26th, Wintrust Arena. Will Ferrell is bringing his ultimate DJ house party to Chicago for charity.
He's the coolest. You don't even know.
What happens? Will Ferrell DJs the hot tracks and raises money to benefit Cancer for College. He'll be joined by Swedish House Mafia, D-Nice, and more. It's going to be crazy.
We're going streaking. Come on, everybody.
Be there to help out this great cause. Get your tickets now for Will Ferrell's ultimate DJ house party at Ticketmaster.com.
The Cubs leadoff man is Nico Horner. The leadoff man is also presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. If Nico Horner gets a base hit, Benny's will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. All set to go. Cubs wearing their traveling gray uniforms, gray shirts and trousers, red numerals on their backs, blue hats and helmets, blue sleeves and socks. Most of the guys wear white shoes these days. Some guys wear gray or blue. The Reds in their home whites, bright white shirts and trousers, bright red caps and numbers and sleeves and socks. And they also have a variety of shoe colors as we are ready for baseball. Carson Spires to Nico Horner. First pitch, in for a strike, and away we go. Uniform descriptions, by the way, sponsored by Benjamin Moore. Transform your clubhouse into a Cubs house with Cubbies blue, Wrigley Field green, or marquee red. Here's a bouncer out to short to his left. Espinal makes the play, throws to first in time, and that's out number one. The official paint of the Chicago Cubs, Benjamin Moore. Ron, if you were in that Cubs lineup facing Carson Spires tonight, what would be your game plan?
You got to be prepared for, a couple different pitches. He's a fastball kind of four-seam, two-seam. He's got a sweeping breaking ball, which he legitimately does. It kind of goes across, not a big breaking ball, and then an off-speed pitch to change. Kind of conventional, but very good arm action. If you watch him, from the time he gets the ball and it starts coming out of his glove, very fast arm action. So for the Cubs hitters tonight, the ball's going to look like it squirts out at you. So you got to be prepared for that.
Fastball is in there for a strike. He's a big kid.
Mm-hmm.
He's just 26 years old. Carson Spires, a native of Greenville, South Carolina. Listed at 6'3", 205. Rocks and fires again. Michael Busch will take a little bit high for a ball.
He is also another guy, Pat, that I saw, like a lot of young pitchers. He's effectively wild in the zone, right? He kind of sprays the ball around the strike zone where there's no real pattern to a lot of his pitches.
Changeup fouled at the plate by Busch. No score, just underway. Does he remind you of anyone you faced as a big league ball player?
Well, I would say he's much more conventional to my era of pitching, of playing, where you saw a lot of guys that had that good arm action, somewhat conventional, throws from, the conventional spot. So there were quite a few guys that, to me look like that.
Busch takes way outside. Fans still filing in. We have some Cub fans here tonight, many of them seated behind the Cubs third base dugout, but actually I see some Cubby blue all over the ballpark. And the 3-2 to Busch is high ball 4. It's a one-out walk. The Cubs have a man on in the first inning, and it will bring up Seiya Suzuki. Spires returning and activated off of the 15-day injured list to make this appearance tonight. He's been out with a right shoulder impingement. That being the case, Ron, he probably is on a fairly strict pitch limit tonight.
Yeah, I would agree to that. Absolutely.
Suzuki, the batter, takes a breaking ball in there for a strike. Bases on balls. Didn't take long for Zach Zaidman to remind me to read the commercial about the walks.
He came down here kind of giddy that he handed you that note.
You sensed that too,
yeah,
did you?
I did, yeah.
Suzuki, it's a big chop to the right side. Jonathan India will throw to second, and they get one. India had to back up because it was a high bouncer, and they just did get the out at second base. A hustling Michael Busch slid in, called out on a fairly close play by second base umpire Charlie Ramos. When you're a middle infielder, you always want to get the lead man but that time he almost didn't get him.
And really, the way he played that ball, he almost played that into – that was the only play he had, and he was fortunate that he got that ball and got it to shortstop, barely beating Bush to the bag.
Ian Happ, the batter. Ian attended the University of Cincinnati. He has always hit well here. He's hit about as well as any player ever since this ballpark opened back in 2003. In 53 games here, Happ has 17 home runs at the Great American Ballpark. Batting left-handed, takes a fastball strike. He's hitting .314 in his career here. He's driven in 48 runs in the 53 games he's played. Kind of like his home away from home. No score. Suzuki at first. Happ checks and takes low and outside. But the walks by opposing pitcher, sponsored by North Shore Adult Diapers. That's right. Reassuringly strong protection for even the heaviest control problems.
Oh, yeah.
Visit northshore.com. So just the reading of that makes you feel a sense of relief. Is that what I kind of sensed, Ron?
That's what Zach was saying. That's why he came down here.
I just thought it was the trade winds blowing.
You could call it that.
Zach said something about trade wins. Are you talking about the trading deadline wins or other trade wins?
Trade wins. Okay.
Here's the pitch to Happ. Line drive, base hit to right. He stays red hot in the Great American Ballpark. Stopping at second on the play is Suzuki. Too bad he couldn't have elevated that ball. It was a line smash over the head of India into right field. 2 men on, 2 down for Mike Tauchman. Let's see if the Cubs can score first.
Yeah, Cubs, coming off a nice series, the final 2 games in Kansas City. They scored, did a nice job of scoring runs, all after the Wisdom Grand Slam. The pinch hit by Patrick, the big Grand Slam. It's like the offense, the switch went on. And a very nice outing in yesterday's game, too, by the offense. And kind of spraying the ball around the yard, right? And nothing, it's just a good, solid offensive approach by the whole ball club.
Yeah, 7 runs, 12 hits yesterday after 9 runs on the same number of hits on Saturday night. 2 back-to-back good performances by the Cubs offense. And if you're trying to keep your offense going, this is a good ballpark to do it in. Summertime, it's warm. Right field in particular is a haven. The ball really carries out by that 370 sign in right center. Tauchman bounces one foul past first. It actually carries all over the park, but in particular, Ron, I feel that area, it really sails.
Come on, it stays warm here in Cincinnati most of the year. Even in April, you come here and it's warm and nice. But I would agree. I would say, in general, for 162 games, is there a better ballpark to hit in than this, maybe other than Colorado?
I can't think of one.
Right? I mean, if you take the whole – Colorado is great. We know that.
Tauchman takes a changeup low, 2-2.
But this is a really, really good ballpark to hit in.
Spires has made 19 pitches in the first inning. He's given up a walk and a single. They count on Tauchman now 2-2. Mike hitting .247, 5 home runs, 19 RBIs. But any left-handed batter is a threat to go deep in this park. And many right-handed batters, too, I might add. Here comes the 2-2. Tauchman swings and misses at a changeup, strike 3. The pitch ended up down near the dust. Cubs don't score, leave a pair after a half. Cubs nothing. Reds coming up. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Nico Horner. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Picture yourself in Indiana this summer, the perfect blend of adventure and relaxation. With countless outdoor activities, Indiana is the perfect summer destination. Start your planning at inindiana.com/summer.
670 The Score is proud to announce the Cubs for a Cure Radiothon. On August 15th, The Score is partnering with the Cubs and Stand Up to Cancer for a 24-hour radiothon hosted by Danny Parkins and the Score team, with 100% of the proceeds benefiting cancer research.
Celebrities, doctors, and patients will share their stories of how cancer has impacted their lives. Your donations could land you tickets, experiences, and memorabilia from your favorite teams. You can make a difference by helping The Score raise money for cancer research. If you or your company would like to get involved, email 670radiothon@gmail.com today.
Hey, it's Rob Bradford. We all know baseball isn't boring. Well, last week, our founder, Dodgers relief pitcher Joe Kelly, told me about the time he found out on Twitter he was traded. Well, to hear that story and a whole lot more, follow Baseball Isn't Boring in the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
When you compete at the highest level, quality makes a difference in every product you take to the course. Go to SeeBetterPlayBetter.com to learn why more touring golf professionals are switching their sunglasses to Shade Precision Eyewear. That's SeeBetterPlayBetter.com.
This summer, get away in the Hyundai you've always wanted at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get the hottest deals of the season on many of our award-winning Hyundai models, which all come with America's best warranty. But get going, because these deals won't last. Add more joy to your journey at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Lease the Tucson for $229 a month, or get 1.99% APR for 60 months. Hurry in to the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offers end July 31st. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
Jonathan India will lead things off for Cincinnati. India hitting .263, long dark hair flowing out the back of his Reds helmet, and he lines a base hit to center. The first delivery by Jamison Tyone hit right back to where it came from. A whistling liner right past Tyone. Leadoff single India, no score. Bottom of the first, in the batter T.J. Friedel.
Fastball middle of the plate, and you're right, he did. He smoked that ball right back through the middle. J-Mo's going to throw 93, 94, maybe top out at tonight. Speed Gun, as always, powered by Xfinity. Stream sports with Xfinity because it's only live once.
Friedel, little man, but he's got some pop. We've seen him hit a home run or two. Takes low and inside from Tyone. Jamison has pitched great ball for the Cubs all year. 2.96 ERA. Anything under 3 in the big leagues is very good. Here's a liner down the right field line. That's a foul ball. Foul by maybe 2 feet. A whistling liner right over the head of his teammate, India.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be trouble when that ball was first hit. And Friedel, usually the hitter can tell you if it's going to be fair or foul. He took off coming out of the batter's box, too, and it just fouled.
Tyone, the big 6'5" right-hander, ready. India likes to run. He's not running this pitch. Here's a swing and a miss. He tried to check on a pitch down low, and he overcommitted on the swing. That's a strike, 1-2. Friedel hitting .208. Most of the field is in the shade. Just some hazy sunshine on the field in deep left and left center. All of the infield in the shade. You would have thought Tyone would have started a game against Cincinnati before tonight this season, but that's the way the rotation worked out. He has not faced them this year. And the big man ready, and the 1-2 pitch on the way to Friedel. Driven in the air, that's trouble, deep right. Back goes Suzuki on the track. Makes the catch, backhanded with a jump. Nice play, gets it back in. Retreating to first is India. I thought that ball might leave the yard, Ron. How about you?
Yeah, you always wonder. It seems like the ball really carries in the gap in right center here in Cincinnati. It doesn't seem like it, just does. That 370 marker, you and I have talked about that for years, broadcasting here and then hitting here. You know the ball carries. He must have got that ball off the end of the bat some for it to stay in the park or not get up off the wall.
Spencer Steer steps in. He's a right-handed batter, taking a breaking ball strike. Pretty nice play by Suzuki. When you look at where he is now to where he caught that ball a minute ago, he had to gallop about 70 feet and made the backhanded catch on the run with the wall becoming an issue off to his right. Steer takes outside for a ball. Again, a good hitting park, just 328 down the line in left, 379 to left center, 404 straight away, 370 right center, and 325 to the corner in right. Breaking ball is outside. You've got two different heights of the outfield wall from the right field foul pole all the way around to deep left center. The wall is 8 feet high, so easily an outfielder can jump up and take a home run away from an opposing player. Quick throw to first, not in time. Then from left center to the left field pole, it's 12 feet high. So you have some more issues if you're a left fielder there, Ron. You see guys making leaping tries and the ball bounces back past them, allowing extra bases for the men on base. Here's the pitch. Pop fly, that's going to be foul. Right side, might be playable for Bush. Does he have a play? Yes! Right over at the railing of the Reds' first base dugout. I doubt he got much assistance in the form of verbal help from anyone on that Reds bench.
I don't know about assistance, if that's the right word. I would agree with you. I know what you're saying. Out of play, plenty room, you're never, whatever they say, it's the opposite. I can promise you that. Been there before.
2 down, a man at first, no score first inning. Jeimer Candelario, the batter, he'll take a little bit high for a ball.
I don't think that changed even in high school, right? Isn't that one of them things?
So when guys say out of play,
yeah, they want you to give up on the ball knowing it might still be,
you know that it's the opposite, right?
Absolutely.
The runner goes, pitch, change up, strike, throw to second base, and it's not in time. Jonathan India with a stolen base. He went in head first. Amaya made a good throw, but it was too late to Swanson, the shortstop, covering. Dansby's tag on the lower back of the foot or the leg. And by that time, India had his hands on the bag with a head first slide. So 2 down, a man at second. Candelario hitting .228 for the year. Pulls it foul. But he's got some home run pop. He always has. Jeimer has 16 home runs. And he's driven in 49. He's the DH tonight.
Yeah, I'm really surprised he's only hitting .228. He's a much better hitter than that. Always has been, as you said. But, you look at this team and, they're right around that last place. And that's what happens when the key guys in your lineup are either hurt or they're not having good years. That's what, you end up down there at the bottom, and that's where Cincinnati is at.
Cincinnati, a record of 50-55, very similar to the Cubs' 51-56. But they are still alive in the wild card race. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Big overhand curveball gets him. Tyone with his first strikeout of the game. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers. Those are brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. I like to build the suspense. That's why I paused for a minute before I said it. Your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers own every mile in a brand new Hyundai. Plus the fact I couldn't find the right commercial to read. The Reds do not score. They leave 1. We go to inning number 2. 0-0 game. Cubs and Cincinnati. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Anything can happen anytime in any game right here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Picture yourself in Indiana this summer, the perfect blend of adventure and relaxation. With countless outdoor activities, Indiana is the perfect summer destination. Start your planning at inindiana.com/summer.
Make the holidays spectacular with Moulin Rouge the Musical. Winner of 10 Tony Awards, including Best Musical. The New York Times calls it glittering, gasp-inspiring. In Moulin Rouge, life is beautiful. Give the gift of Broadway's most spectacular night out. Book now at MoulinRougeMusical.com.
Tour players don't put a product into competition unless they believe in it. Go to SeeBetterPlayBetter.com and see the dozens of tour players that believe in the quality of Shade & Precision eyewear. Better vision means better golf at SeeBetterPlayBetter.com.
Games in October can be won and lost by what happens between now and the trade deadline. I'm former MLB All-Star Brett Boone. Join me for exclusive interviews and inside stories. Follow and listen to the Brett Boone Podcast on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Did you know you can see your favorite score shows on YouTube and Twitch? Watch Mully and Haw, Bernstein and Holmes, and Parkins and Spiegel do their shows live weekdays from 5:30 a.m. until 6 p.m. Just go to YouTube or Twitch and search 670 The Score. Then get inside the studio to watch the best Chicago sports talk live. Experience Mully and Haw, Bernstein and Holmes, and Parkins and Spiegel like you never have before. Just go to YouTube or Twitch and search 670 The Score to get started today.
Dansby Swanson hitting .220 as he steps in. Let's see if he can crank up a Cubs rally here in the second inning. Facing Carson Spires. The next offering is down low. 2 balls and no strikes on Dansby. Wisdom and Crow Armstrong to follow. Spires comes back. Fastball high, ball 3. Carson Spires from South Carolina is the nephew of former big league infielder, kind of a utility man and a good ball player, Bill Spires.
Yeah.
Played for Milwaukee and Houston, among other teams. There's a fastball strike.
Played against Billy a lot through the years.
Yeah, I got to know him. He broke in with Milwaukee. And then he was with Houston the day that Kerry Wood struck out 20 batters. And you might recall as Swanson takes inside for ball 4. It is a leadoff walk here in the second inning. No score. You might recall Bill Spires pinch hit, I believe, leading off the 9th inning. And he was victim number 19 in the 20 strikeout game of Kerry Wood. And the 19, as I recall, tied the National League record at that time. Again, it was Kerry Wood's 5th major league start. And then Derek Bell would strike out to end the game, and that would be number 20, which tied him with Roger Clemens at that time as the only man ever to strike out 20 in a big league game, a 9-inning game.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Walks by opposing pitchers. That's sponsored by North Shore Adult Diapers, reassuringly strong protection for even the heaviest control problems. Visit northshore.com.
So no sigh of relief here from the crew on that one.
I think Zach's fully relieved.
I won't ask for details. 1 ball and no strikes on Wisdom. Patrick came up very big in Kansas City. In fact, nobody was more important to the Cubs offense than Patrick. Plain and simple, he hit a grand slam, which turned not only that game around, I think it turned the whole series around as it turned out. And then he homered again yesterday. He hits a high pop fly foul. This is coming back and out of play. And we've said, Ron, if you're on a team that is struggling for offense and you get a chance to play and you come through, you're going to get some more at-bats.
Well, we said that the first night that he hit the game 2 of that series. You're going to get more at-bats. He played the next night. Now he's playing tonight. Yeah, you keep hitting home runs, they're going to find a spot for you to play. That's for sure. Patrick, he has some kind of pop in his bat. That is for sure. Very, very strong guy.
He's got 6 homers now for the year. He takes outside from Carson Spires.
And the first inning is powered by Invesco QQQ. Tomorrow's innovation awaits with Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibilities. Invesco Distributors Incorporated.
Nothing game. Second inning. Great American Ballpark. Wisdom takes low and away. And now the count 3-2 with nobody out. Nothing game. Second inning. Do you have Swanson running or staying at first?
I do not have him running. I would think, you got Spires, who's been a little erratic. He's not really pitched to a pattern yet, and I think he's fighting his release point.
Swanson not running, and Wisdom takes strike 3 call. Wisdom didn't like the call by home plate umpire DJ Rayburn. He kind of slammed the bat into the dirt. Rayburn looking into the Cubs' third base dugout. Craig Counsell may have said something to him as well. It actually looked like a good pitch.
Yeah, slider in the outside corner. Patrick didn't agree. And Patrick banged the bat on home plate. Rayburn did not throw him out of the game, but watched him walk all the way back.
Crow Armstrong lines one to center. Running over and making the catch is Friedel. Pete Crow Armstrong aggressive, hit the ball hard, but Friedel got a good jump and ranged over into right center to grab it on the run, and that's out number 2.
one thing I could say, Pete Crow Armstrong is, Petey has had better at bats here lately. He's been more aggressive, and he's keeping the ball out of the air, Pat. And I like that. That high fly ball that he hits, to me, is not doing him any good. These line drives and hard one hoppers through the infield, that's all great. And you're able to use your speed. And his at bats have been better the last few days. I've like what I'm seeing with Pete Crow Armstrong.
In fact, yesterday, Pete had his first career 3-hit game as a big league ball player. 2 down, a runner at first. That's Dansby Swanson being held by Steer. And Amaya pulls the ground ball to third, fielded by Marte. The toss across in time. Cubs squander a leadoff base on balls and leave Swanson aboard. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. Cubs nothing, Cincinnati nothing. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Justin Steele. Listen to every game here on Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Picture yourself in Indiana this summer, the perfect blend of adventure and relaxation. Paddle across picturesque lakes, hike through breathtaking views, and make a splash in our water parks. Discover the beauty of our beaches as you stroll along miles of sandy shoreline and enjoy live music, local flavors, and endless fun at our festivals. With countless outdoor activities, Indiana is the perfect summer destination. Start your planning at inindiana.com/summer.
Hey, baseball fans, this is Brett Boone from the Brett Boone Podcast. The MLB trade deadline is just around the corner, and you don't want to miss a minute of action. Join me as we break down the biggest moves, analyze the impact on our favorite teams, and bring you insights from my fellow All-Star and Hall of Fame friends that you can't get anywhere else. The moves that are made this week are the ones that shape October. Get ready for the drama, the deals, and the discussions. Follow and listen to the Brett Boone Podcast on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
What happens when 2 Score shows meet? You get a Score Classic, Score Transition. First at 10 a.m., Mully and Haw meet Bernstein and Holmes. Then at 2, Bernstein and Holmes hand the mic off to Parkins and Spiegel.
Derrick Rose, youngest MVP.
Derrick Rose is not going to the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yes, he will.
No, he won't.
Yes, he will.
For what?
Being the youngest MVP ever and a 2-time state champion.
No.
Yeah.
He's going to be the first MVP to not be in the Hall of Fame.
No,
I
he
wish
won't.
this was T.
Yes,
he won't.
Yes, he will.
He doesn't have the first fringes of a candidacy.
The first, you just said he'd be the first MVP not to make the Hall of Fame.
Correct.
He has an MVP, so he is at least on the fringe of a candidacy. If every other MVP has gotten in.
He's not even one of the, no. You have to be a great player.
You just said it doesn't matter, and it's not that special to get in.
But that's not even a borderline case.
It's the magic of Score Transition, weekdays at 10 and 2 on Sports Radio 670 The Score. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
On Thursday, August 1st, the Cubs take on the Cardinals at 7:05. Up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive an Ian Happ bobblehead presented by Jewel Osco. Purchase tickets at Cubs.com/tickets. Huh?
Does that come with a plushie also, Zach? As we go to the bottom of the second inning, Tyler Stevenson facing Jamison Tyone, looks at a ball down low.
Now, I did not realize this, but I'm catching on quickly. I'm quick that way. I didn't know you had a plushie collection now, Pat.
Well, I do, thanks to you and Zach. And I still don't know who was the generous person at Wrigley that dropped it by the booth. I certainly wish I knew. I'd be happy to slap a 20 on him.
I just saw the little plushie guy just come run up and jump poop right in your spot. So I didn't know. Yeah, he left you a nice note and everything. That was pretty nice.
So the plushie jumped by himself up into my chair. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I saw. Yeah.
Well, I guess I can put the 20 away.
Now you got Zach crying.
Tyler Stevenson loops a line drive, shallow left field, a base hit. Stevenson leadoff single. I'm almost afraid to look up the career average for Stevenson against the Cubs. I know it's better against the Cubs than it is against almost any other team.
Yeah, he does some damage. He really does. He's a big, strong guy. That one hit right off the end of the bat is a good pitch by Tyone. That was a good breaking ball right in the outside corner at the knees. And, Stevenson he finds the holes against the Cubs for sure.
Jake Fraley, the batter. Fraley pulls the ground ball foul, just foul, past first. Bush holding the runner. When you do that, you jump out into the infield as the pitch is made. So Bush was still pretty close to the bag. Had it been fair, he might very well have been able to get a glove on it. 0-0 game. A little breeze blowing toward left. Nice warm late July evening in Cincinnati. Ground ball to Bush. Got it. Throw to second. Great play by Swanson to catch a bad throw. Safe at first is Fraley. It could have been a double play. Bush threw the ball behind Dansby, who was able to make a diving backhand catch and then very skillfully put his foot on the bag for the force out. Cubs were lucky to get one out on that play.
Boy,
Ron.
absolutely. Bushy he catches this ball, spins, right? Catches on the glove side, does that 360 spin, and then just kind of gooses that ball to second instead of cutting it loose. And because of that, he pulls that throw and throws it low. Heck of a play by Dansby to catch the one hopper and then get his foot on the bag, kind of diving. That's a really nice play.
Here's a smash foul by Noelvi Marte down the third base line. Score that one 3-6. The batter Fraley reaches first on a fielder's choice. That's one of those plays that will not show up in a box score, but a key defensive play by Dansby Swanson. The runner goes. Marte swings and misses. The throw by Amaya. He throws it into center field, and safe at second is Fraley. The ball must have slipped out of the hand. Now, Craig Counsell is coming out and saying there was interference by the batter.
That's what I'm wondering. I had Marte crossing over home plate. I kept watching at home, and he's going to ask. And
take a look, Ron.
I really think the only guy that can really help him, is the first base umpire can kind of see that. I don't know if the third base umpire can. The issue is I don't know if Amaya made any contact at all with the hitter. And I'm sure he didn't. I'm going to say that because he didn't make any contact with the hitter, that he's going to stay at second base. Yep, that's what I thought.
So no interference. Marte gets credit for a stolen base, or I should say Fraley gets credit for the stolen base. He's the runner at second. Marte the batter with a count of 0-2. No score. We're in the second inning with a man at second and one down. Tyone ready for the strike two pitch to Marte. Breaking ball, check swing, no swing, says first base umpire James Hoy. Marte hitting 180. 2 home runs. He's driven in 9. And he swings and misses at a big breaking ball from Jamison Tyone.
Well, it might be the best. He's thrown a couple good hooks so far in this ball game. That one, the most effective because it ends up in a strikeout, but a very nice pitch by Tyone. Good over-the-top, old-fashioned curveball.
Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers, sponsored by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Own every mile in a brand new Hyundai. Will Benson, big, strong, left-handed batter, hitting just 193. But he does have 11 home runs, so if you make a mistake, you'll pay a price against him. He's driven in 34. Fraley, the runner at second. Tyone set, glancing back at the runner and brings it. Breaking ball fouled away. Jamison got away with that one. It hung.
Yeah, that curveball was up about belt high when it got in the hitting zone. Second inning sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Remember, on Southwest, 2 bags fly free.
I keep forgetting to write that down. I'm going to write that down once and for all. 2 bags free.
I'll have
Southwest Airlines.
Oh, David, we'll fax it to you.
Well, that would be nice if I still had a fax machine.
Oh, I thought you did. No, we can text you then. We'll text it to you.
If I had a cell phone, no. Just kidding. Of course we do. Yeah. Here's a breaking ball low and inside, 2-2. Does anyone have any fax machines?
No, I do not. I'm not sure.
What is a fax machine?
Oh, my.
Zach said, what is a fax machine? Well, that pretty much answers his question. 2-2 on Will Benson. And the delivery by Tyone, pulled on the ground foul past first.
Now, I will say you and I are probably not the most technically savvy booth in baseball. I'm fairly confident in that.
I'm guilty.
Yeah, I'm
guilty
with
of
you.
that.
You know, Zach definitely upgrades us quite a bit in that regard. Hence him not knowing what a fax machine is.
Now, I've noticed when you call people and you go to the voicemail and they give you those options, one of the options is, if you'd like to leave a fax.
Oh.
Here comes the 2-2 pitch now. Lifted foul off to the left. And it seems to me that should be eliminated if no one else, or if very few people even own a fax machine anymore.
Or if there's no such thing any longer.
Right.
Yeah, I would agree to that. That's makes sense.
Every once in a while I try to do that. Certainly don't want to make a habit of it. No score, we're in the second inning. And the 2-2 by Tyone. Pop fly. Foul. Might be playable. Amaya coming back. Nope. It's going to be over the screen and on the other side.
Very nice catch by a fan right in behind home plate. Kind of saved one of the ushers, too. That was a nice play, and it's looking at his hand. Yep, I know it hurts. Don't rub it, though.
Probably about 20 to 25,000 here. We'll play the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game a bit later on. This holds about 40 when it's filled. Fly ball to deep right field. This is trouble. If it's fair, it's going to be a long home run. And this is a fair ball. And a 2-run home run for Will Benson. Benson stood and watched it. He walked halfway up the first base line. And now he runs around the bases. It's a 2-run homer, and Cincinnati leads 2-0.
This is a high towering home run, and Benson, he hits this ball good. He did not start moving from home plate to where he started jogging till the ball landed in the outfield. And I will say that will make a few people on the other side of the field a little angry. That was a little much, but it is what it is. He did hit it a long way.
Santiago Espinal, the batter, and he'll take low, ball 1. Benson's homer, number 12 for him this year. 36 runs batted in. Cincinnati takes an early 2-0 lead. Espinal hitting .221, fouls it away off to the right. Espinal playing shortstop for Cincinnati. Reds have been hit by a lot of injuries this year. The guy who was going to play shortstop for them a lot, Matt McClain, went down with a shoulder injury at the end of spring training. Has not played at all. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout for Tyone. That's his third of the game, but the Reds score twice. A 2-run home run by Will Benson. We move to inning number 3. Cincinnati 2, Cubs nothing. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hall of Famer Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer bring you all the action on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Picture yourself in Indiana this summer, the perfect blend of adventure and relaxation. With countless outdoor activities, Indiana is the perfect summer destination. Start your planning at inindiana.com/summer.
Hey, baseball fans, this is Brett Boone from the Brett Boone Podcast. The MLB trade deadline is just around the corner, and you don't want to miss a minute of action. Join me as we break down the biggest moves, analyze the impact on our favorite teams, and bring you insights from my fellow All-Star and Hall of Fame friends that you can't get anywhere else. The moves that are made this week are the ones that shape October. Get ready for the drama, the deals, and the discussions. Follow and listen to the Brett Boone Podcast on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
What happens when two score shows meet? You get a Score Classic, Score Transition. First at 10 a.m., Mully and Haw meet Bernstein and Holmes. Then at 2, Bernstein and Holmes hand the mic off to Parkins and Spiegel.
Speaking of drafts, Matas Buzelis is fun.
He had a game.
Even beyond the highlights. Like, I actually sat and watched that crap because it's bad basketball. He's got a motor.
Pretty impressive athleticism for a dude that big. Like, it was just like, oh, okay. You can see that there's some traits there. They're not done. They can't be.
No, that's why the stuff they said about Levine is a smokescreen.
Correct.
They're actively trying to get rid of Zach Levine.
Correct.
They know they have to.
They're like, Zach can play with these young guys, and we don't think it would interfere with Kobe White and Josh Giddey. I'm like, I don't know how you could think that.
Yeah. That's wrong.
I'm like, there is one basketball and only so many bad defensive players you could play at one time.
It's the magic of Score Transition. Weekdays at 10 and 2 on Sports Radio 670 The Score. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Nico Horner is on deck. Who's on deck is sponsored by On Deck. Need a small business loan fast? Apply today at ondeck.com. Huh?
All right, Zach, we move to inning number 3. Top of the order, Nico Horner first up, takes low and away for ball 1. Michael Busch on deck, and then Seiya Suzuki against Carson Spires. Cubs have 1 hit so far, a base hit by Ian Happ in the first inning. Horner hits a lazy fly ball to shallow right. Fraley with an easy chance. And that's out number 1. Cubs baseball brought to you in part by Grainger. In fact, the Cubs count on Grainger's help to keep beautiful Wrigley Field running. To get the product you need, call clickgrainger.com or stop by. Grainger, official partner of the Chicago Cubs and Wrigley Field. Michael Busch walked in the first inning. And the pitch to Michael is taken outside for a ball.
And on double plays turned by the Cubs today. They're sponsored by Nissan. They make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today at Nissan.
Busch a swing and a miss. The count now 1-1. We're going to play the attendance game, the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. Glancing at the crowd. Again, it's not a sellout, but it's not a bad gathering. Busch pulls the ground ball to first. Easy play for Steer. Shovels it to Spires, and that's out number 2. Cincinnati leading 2-0 in the third, and the batter, Seiya Suzuki.
Little slider inside to Bushy, just kind of smothered that one and hit a 2-hop right to the first baseman, Steer.
I'll say there are 23,432. 23,432.
Okay.
Now Suzuki will take outside for a ball.
Zach, you want to go?
I can. I'm going to go 26,000.
Suzuki hit into a fielder's choice his first time. Here's the windup by Spires and the pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Second inning being sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Remember, on Southwest, 2 bags fly free. Suzuki looks at a ball that dips down under the knees, and it's 2-1 on Seiya.
And we're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
High fly ball, deep left field. Back goes Benson on the track at the wall. Makes the catch to end the inning. Suzuki almost hit one out of here, but Benson caught it right in front of the wall near the 379 marker. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of inning number 3. Reds 2, Cubs nothing. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago Cubs memories are made right here with Pat, Ron, and Zach on the Cubs Radio Network.
Baseball season is heating up. Odyssey has you covered with the most entertaining coverage of your team. Stay locked in and in the know with the local voices you trust. Stream your favorite shows for free on the Odyssey app, Odyssey.com, or on your smart speaker.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Ask Benson Insurance Agency in Coal City if auto owners make sense for you.
Blue Sky Restoration Contractors is a full-service restoration, renovation, environmental, and roofing provider for properties damaged by water, fire, storms, and other disasters across the nation. With a location right here in Chicago, they bring experience and teamwork to anyone who owns or manages property, provides property insurance, or manages property insurance claims. The best around-the-clock restoration and emergency mitigation services, including commercial roofing and healthcare restoration. For more on Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, visit gobluesky.com. That's goblusky.com.
The out-of-town scoreboard is fueled by Citgo Tri-Clean Gasoline. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. In Game 1 of a doubleheader, the Orioles, an 11-5 winner over the Blue Jays. Ryan Mountcastle among those going deep, along with Anthony Santander for Baltimore.
Jonathan India takes Lozak.
The second game of that doubleheader has yet to start. They are in a delay in Baltimore. Middle 5, Guardians leading the Tigers 4-0. Jose Ramirez going deep.
India hits a sharp one-hopper to short, gloved cleanly by Swanson over to first, and that's out number 1.
For Ramirez, that's his 25th home run. Pat, the Yankees leading the Phillies 3-2. Top half of the 5th inning in Philadelphia. Aaron Judge has gone deep again. He's got 38 home runs now this season to lead the big leagues. Red Sox and Mariners are scoreless in the last of the third. Middle 3, the Twins strike first. A 1-0 lead over the Mets. Byron Buxton with an RBI single.
TJ Friedel takes outside for a ball.
They're underway in St. Louis. Bottom 1, Rangers and Cardinals are scoreless. Pat?
And Zach, before you go, any other trades to your knowledge? Anything has been consummated between the start of the game and right now?
Nothing has transpired since this game started.
Okay, thank you. A reminder, Cody Bellinger is on the active roster and available to play for the Cubs tonight.
Yeah, he was working. He took some batting practice today and has been for a few days, and they're working with him to get comfortable with a pad on his middle finger and probably something on the bat too, I would assume.
The 2-1 bounced slowly to a charging Swanson near second. A quick sidearm throw to first in time. And that's out number 2. Reds lead by 2 in the third, and the batter now is Spencer Steer.
So hopefully I would think that Belly, if they're going to use him as a hitter, they'll probably get him in a bat tonight, just to get him back engaged in the game. But if they're not all that sure about him swinging, you'll probably see him play defense or pinch run.
Steer hits a pop fly foul out of play. Just to kind of get back into a ball game.
Exactly, yeah. Just get the juices flowing a little bit. So we'll see what happens with Belly, but it's good to see him taking batting practice. You know, if you can take BP and you can hit the ball around the field, you're at least close.
Steer got fooled on a good breaking ball by Tyone, and they count down 0-2.
Guys, and we do have a trade. Cleveland has acquired outfielder Lane Thomas from Washington in exchange for 3 prospects.
There you go.
That just happened?
A few minutes ago, yes.
Zach, thank you for being on top of that. Here comes the 0-2 from Tyone to Steer, fouled away. I was fascinated reading about the 3-team, 8-player deal that came down, I guess, late last night. The White Sox, Cardinals, and Dodgers somehow got together on a 3-team transaction. Eric Fetty goes to St. Louis along with Tommy Pham. Tommy Edman goes to the Dodgers along with Michael Kopech. And the White Sox received 3 minor league prospects in the deal.
How about that?
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah,
it's
really
hard
is.
enough for 2 teams to get together.
Yeah, much less 3.
Now the 1-2 to Steer on the way. Line to left center in the gap, base hit. Over to try to pick it up, and unable to do so is Happ. It's going to be a double for Spencer Steer. One of the few mistakes that Tyone has made in the game. And the batter, Jamer Candelario.
Yes, ball stays up and out over the plate, ends up in the middle. And the two balls that, for J-Mo that he's made mistakes on, it's paid the price, both been breaking balls. And that one hit in the gap. He's thrown the ball exceptionally well other than those two pitches.
Ron, the third inning is sponsored by Grainger, official partner of the Chicago Cubs and Wrigley Field. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Candelario struck out his first time. Switch hitter batting left-handed, pulls it foul, right side.
And I'm going to say, I need to make my guess, I think. I'm going to say 23,000 flat.
Okay. Tyone ready for the 0-1 to Candelario. Swing and a miss. Getting back to the three-team deal, White Sox, Cardinals, Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
I knew Eric Fetty was pitching well for the White Sox before the trade, but I didn't know how well. He was 7-4 with a 3.11 ERA on a team that is really struggling. So to be 7-4 on that team, that's a major accomplishment.
Right? You have 7 wins. Think about that. Right? It's one of those things where, you just sometimes you get a couple guys, and the White Sox had a couple guys starting and throwing the ball well. They really did.
Here comes the 1-2 from Tyone. Fastball high. A delayed steal catches the Cubs napping. Wisdom late covering. Amaya saw the jump was huge by the runner Steer. It was a delayed steal. He took off after the pitch was by the plate. And that's a delayed steal with 2 down, a man at third, and the 2-2 to Candelario. And it's a wild pitch, and a run is going to score. So one pitch after the delayed steal, a wild pitch allows a run to score. 3-0 Cincinnati.
Well, and that's why you try to get the extra 90 feet. You always wonder why the guy's already in scoring position. Well, the Cubs moved Wisdom into the hole between short and third. So once he took the secondary lead, Steer was almost as far down the line as Wisdom. So Patrick couldn't get to third if they tried to throw. And, then the very next pitch is in the dirt, and you can't block that pitch, and it scores the third run.
Ooh. 2 down, a run in. A double, a stolen base, and a wild pitch. And a slow bouncing ball to first. Bush shovels to Tyone just in time to get a hustling Candelario to end the inning. Reds get a run on a hit, leave none. We go to the 4th inning. Cincinnati 3, Cubs nothing. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen to every Cubs game all season long right here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Picture yourself in Indiana this summer, the perfect blend of adventure and relaxation. With countless outdoor activities, Indiana is the perfect summer destination. Start your planning at inindiana.com/summer.
How many Rock and Roll Hall of Famers have been on the Talk is Jericho podcast with me, Chris Jericho? Well, let's see how many I can name off the top of my head. Metallica, Kiss, Slash, and Duff from Guns N' Roses, Angus Young, Brian Johnson from AC/DC, Chad Smith from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. You want more? I got so many more, but I'm all out of time right now. So come rock with me, Chris Jericho, on Talk is Jericho. Listen to and follow now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Right now at the Home Depot, you'll find our best savings of the season on select storage solutions. You can get a heavy-duty HDX tote to protect your tools, or keep your sports equipment contained with reinforced snap-fit lids, or stack up and make more efficient use of your space with bins and totes. Store more and save more with up to 25% off select online storage solutions that can handle anything you throw at them, on them, or in them. At the Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Did you know you can see your favorite score shows on YouTube and Twitch? Watch Mully and Haw, Bernstein and Holmes, and Parkins and Spiegel do their shows live weekdays from 5:30 a.m. until 6 p.m. Just go to YouTube or Twitch and search 670 The Score. Then get inside the studio to watch the best Chicago sports talk live. Experience Mully and Haw, Bernstein and Holmes, and Parkins and Spiegel like you never have before. Just go to YouTube or Twitch and search 670 The Score to get started today.
Before the fourth inning starts, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Talk Cubs with us on the Bernstein and Holmes Show, weekdays 10 a.m. until 2 on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Ian Happ will lead off the Cubs' fourth inning and swing away and foul it away. Happ has the only Cubs hit so far tonight, a sharp single to right in the first inning. Mike Tauchman on deck, and then Dansby Swanson.
And the heart of the lineup today, sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Book a low fare today at southwest.com.
Happ fouls another one away. No more sunlight on the field. The sun's starting to set. The lights have been on. Still plenty of daylight. Not quite at the twilight hour yet. Gentle breeze blowing out toward left. It's not going to have a major effect on the game. Happ takes a curveball outside from Carson Spires. Spires making his second career start against the Cubs. No decisions. He had only worked 4 innings total against the Cubs before tonight. As Happ drives one deep left center. Back goes Friedel. Friedel right near the fence makes the catch. Happ gave it a long ride just to the left of dead center, and Friedel ran it down.
Cincinnati Reds have missed Friedel. He has not played a lot this season. He's been banged up, broken wrist. He had a broken hand or finger and had a hamstring issue in spring, so he has really missed a lot of time. I believe he's only played 29 games this season. This is game number 30, but he is one of those guys that really last year you saw kind of jump-started the offense. And with them missing him, you've noticed that the offense has really struggled, but made a nice running catch right out in front of the bullpen in left center.
Here comes the 1-0, fouled away by Tauchman. Speaking of jump-starting the Reds offense, their most dynamic player is not in the lineup tonight, and that's Ellie De La Cruz.
Nope.
Just getting a day off, we are told. This is the third game he will have missed all year. The Reds are in a similar boat to the Cubs right now. You just need to win a lot of ball games. Of the 15 National League teams, 13 still have hopes for the postseason. Legitimate hopes.
That's just crazy to say, and we're closing in on August 1st.
The only two that do not have any hope right now, the way I see it, Ron, would be Miami and Colorado. They are hopeless this year. Here's a fly ball, shallow right, coming in Fraley on the run. He'll make a running grab, and that's out number 2. But everyone else is alive. You're going to have 3 division champions, obviously, and 3 wild card teams. Right now, the wild card teams, if they started today, if the playoffs began today, it would be Atlanta, San Diego, and the Mets as the 3 wild card teams. But right behind that group, Arizona is a half a game. The Cardinals are 1 game back. Swanson pulls it foul. The Pirates 2 games back. The Giants 3.5. The Cubs 5. The Reds 5. And Washington 6.5.
Yeah. That's a lot of teams in striking distance. That's pretty amazing.
Part of it is the extra wild card team that was added to the postseason dance a year or 2 ago.
Designated hitters for the Cubs are sponsored by Fireplace and Chimney Authority. Visit online or at their Elmhurst or Lisle showrooms. Now, are you a fan of the extra playoff spot or not?
I think yes, because The simple answer would be it creates more interest in more cities as you get down the stretch in the baseball season. And it's such an unpredictable sport as Swanson chops it foul. And it was proven last year vividly by Texas and Arizona, two wild card teams going all the way to the World Series, and Texas becoming the world champion as a wild card team. So in that regard, yes, I wouldn't want to see any more wild card teams added, though, to the postseason. Right now, you've got 3 in each league. That's 6 wild cards. You have 6 champions of divisions across baseball. So you got 12 out of the 30. That's 40%. I would not want to see any more than that.
Right. I would agree to that.
You know, the 2-2 to Dansby, swing and a miss, strike 3. Cubs go 1-2-3. We move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Cincinnati 2, make it Cincinnati 3, and the Cubs nothing. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for Cubs baseball all season long. This is the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Picture yourself in Indiana this summer, the perfect blend of adventure and relaxation. Paddle across picturesque lakes, hike through breathtaking views, and make a splash in our water parks. Discover the beauty of our beaches as you stroll along miles of sandy shoreline and enjoy live music, local flavors, and endless fun at our festivals. With countless outdoor activities, Indiana is the perfect summer destination. Start your planning at inindiana.com/summer.
It's the most anticipated WNBA season in history. And you know what that means. Court is back in session. Welcome to Queens of the Court, an Odyssey original podcast. I'm your girl, Cheryl Swoop. And I'm Jordan Robinson. All WNBA season long, we'll be bringing you interviews with star athletes, analysis on your favorite teams, and lots of hot takes. Order in the court. Follow and listen to Queens of the Court on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
670 The Score is proud to announce the Cubs for a Cure Radiothon. On August 15th, The Score is partnering with the Cubs and Stand Up to Cancer for a 24-hour radiothon hosted by Danny Parkins and the Score team, with 100% of the proceeds benefiting cancer research.
Celebrities, doctors, and patients will share their stories of how cancer has impacted their lives. Your donations could land you tickets, experiences, and memorabilia from your favorite teams. You can make a difference by helping The Score raise money for cancer research. If you or your company would like to get involved, email 670radiothon@gmail.com today.
League Leaders are sponsored by the Village of New Lenox, leading the way in residential and economic development. Bobby Witt Jr. of the Royals is the major league leader in batting average at .341. How about Aaron Judge? He goes deep again tonight. He leads the big leagues with 38 home runs and 97 RBIs. Ellie De La Cruz, the stolen base leader, with 55. Huh?
Zach, thank you. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's a fly ball to right off the bat of Tyler Stevenson. Camping underneath it and squeezing it is Seiya Suzuki. So 1 pitch, 1 away. Reds lead 3-0. They scored twice in the 2nd inning. A 2-out, 2-run home run by Will Benson. And a wild pitch allowed them to get their 3rd run in inning number 3. Here's Jake Fraley. Fraley hit into a fielder's choice his first time. Pulls a ground ball to Bush. Unassisted play, out number 2.
Good pitch. A couple quick outs for J-Mo here in this 4th inning, sponsored by Wintrust, exclusive home of Cubs checking. Oh, you got to love these innings. This got to be a pitch. You got to throw this for a strike. See if you can get 3-pitch inning.
We'll be right out here again tomorrow night and Wednesday night, same time for 3 straight games. Frankie Montas against Justin Steele tomorrow night. Nick Lodolo pitching for the Reds Wednesday night against Kyle Hendricks. Start at 6:10 Central Time. Nice to be working with Dave Abbott, our engineer here in Cincinnati. He's been with us for many, many years. Here's the line drive, foul down the left field line. Thing we like about Dave, he's right on top of the action.
Yeah, he's right on top of it right now. I think he's getting a hot dog fed.
I kind of thought he was right behind us. I was wrong.
Yeah, well, he is. I stand corrected. He's just in the back row. Yeah. Still might be getting a hot dog, but he's still in the back row. That could be. Dinner was outstanding tonight, so maybe that's probably.
He must have had a different one than I had. Here's a pitch to Noelvi Marte. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good breaking ball got him. Let's see if the Cubs can get some runs. Zach Zaidman joins Ron Coomer in a moment at the end of 4. Reds 3, Cubs nothing. This is the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Jamison Tyone. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Santa's coming in hot, and he's slashing prices with Uncle Sam's Christmas and July sale at Grunt Style. Shop patriotic bestsellers with up to 60% off. Shop online at gruntstyle.com and save on short sleeve tees, tanks, polos, flannels, accessories, and more. Get ready to deck the halls with badass deals that slay. Save up to 60% during Uncle Sam's Christmas in July sale, July 24th through 29th. Online at gruntstyle.com.
Ready, set, run your way. Whether you're prepping for a marathon or improving your pace, whatever road lies ahead, your training begins here. From strength classes for runners on the Peloton Tread or Tread Plus to guided outdoor runs on the Peloton app.
I'm Matt Opris here. Welcome to your 20-minute Strength for Runners class. Y'all, I'm so excited that you're here today.
Tap into expert coaching and real-time metrics that take your fitness journey to new heights. Call yourself a runner. Learn more at onepeloton.com/running. Terms apply.
It's been a 3-year wait, but the Olympics are back, and the CBS Sports Podcast Network has you covered with everything happening in Paris. It's a new era for the U.S. women's national team, and Attacking Third will tackle all the women's soccer action. First Cut will keep close tabs on golf, while Beyond the Arc will follow the U.S. men's basketball team on a quest for another gold. And We Need to Talk Now will provide comprehensive coverage of women's athletes at the Olympic Games. Follow and listen to all CBS Sports podcasts for free on the Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Listen to every moment of Cubs baseball when you're in the Chicagoland area for free on the Odyssey app. Download the app and search 670 The Score. Patrick Wisdom leads off the top half of the 5th inning by popping one foul back and out of play. 0-1 the count. It's Cincinnati with a 3-0 lead over the Cubs here in the top half of the 5th inning at the Great American Ballpark, the opener of a 3-game set. Cubs looking for their 3rd consecutive win. Wisdom is a big reason for the first 2. That grand slam on Saturday, he homered again yesterday. Here's the 0-1 delivery by Spires. Foul back off the screen. 0-2 the count. Wisdom, the third baseman tonight. Isaac Paredes has yet to arrive at the ballpark. So Wisdom getting the start for the 2nd consecutive game.
You talk about a guy making the most of his opportunity here as of late. Patrick's been red hot. Grand slam 2 nights ago. Big home run to straightaway center yesterday.
Here's the pitch. Wisdom swings, and it's a high fly ball to right. Angling toward the line, Fraley. He's under it and makes the catch. 1 away.
Patrick, one of the really nice guys in our game. You're always happy for him. He was some kind of happy, and so was the bench when he hit that grand slam. The Cubs needed it, but it was one of the moments too where that's one of your teammates that's grinding away, trying to get in the game any way possible, and that was a great moment.
Pete Crow Armstrong at the plate. Spires deals, and Crow Armstrong swings, fouls it out of play. Off to the left, 0-1.
And we're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. It's Invesco QQQ.
Now the pitch. Crow Armstrong grounds one to second, fielded on a hip-high hop by India. Is tossed to first in time to get the speedy Crow Armstrong. 2 away here in the top half of the 5th inning. The Reds with a 3-0 lead. The Potawatomi Casino Hotel 5th inning. Light up your senses. Will Benson, a 2-run shot in the 2nd for Cincinnati off of Jamison Tyone. And then the Reds scored their 3rd run of the game on a wild pitch in the 3rd. The batter now, Miguel Amaya, the number 9 hitter in the Cubs order. Righty-righty matchup. Spires delivers. Inside. 1-0 the count. Cubs have just 1 hit tonight It came in the first inning, a single by Ian Hack. Spires rocks back. Here's the 1-0. Amaya fouls it back. 1-1.
All opponents' pitching changes are sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs, and leader in smart water commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com.
The 1-1 delivery. A breaking ball inside. So the count now 2-1. Spires has now thrown 66 pitches tonight, Coom. And I bring that up because this is his first start since coming off the injured list. It's not pitched before tonight since July 12th. The pitch grounded foul off to the left.
And
2-2.
Yeah, he looks good. He looks just fine. It doesn't seem like it's bothering him. He's cut the ball loose, thrown all his pitches. And he's kind of, what we saw before and what the scouting report, and looking at him, what I kind of envisioned. He kind of sprays the ball around a little bit. Not great command, but not terrible.
The 2-2, a breaking ball that swung on and missed by Amaya. Strike 3.
But good stuff, as we just saw.
Cubs go down in order here in the top half of the fifth inning. Middle 5, it's the Reds with a 3-0 lead over the Cubs on the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for Cubs baseball all season long. This is the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Picture yourself in Indiana this summer, the perfect blend of adventure and relaxation. With countless outdoor activities, Indiana is the perfect summer destination. Start your planning at inindiana.com/summer.
Gain presents a tale of longing and long-lasting scent. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Add Gain scent beads for an even longer-lasting scent.
Today's forecast: high chance of brain fog that lasts all day and a pileup of excessive daytime sleepiness causing a massive slowdown.
That's how every day feels with idiopathic hypersomnia. Waking up groggy, walking through brain fog. But there is an option specifically for this condition. It's all at testyourtiredness.com.
Looks like things are clearing up already.
Discover more about a treatment option for idiopathic hypersomnia at testyourtiredness.com.
¿Cómo la panadería de Ella moldeó su éxito? Comenzó con una decisión inteligente. Probó una camioneta usada certificada de su concesionario Ford local. Inspeccionada, con garantía Ford, reporte Carfax y dentro de su budget. Los cupcakes atrajeron clientes y estos se hicieron regulares. Hola. El siguiente paso fue invertir en ella. Ford Blue Advantage, compra de autos usados hecha para ti. Consulta con tu concesionario para conocer detalles de la garantía limitada.
On Friday, August 2nd, the Cubs take on the Cardinals at 1:20 in the afternoon. Up to the first 5,500 fans in the Budweiser bleachers, 21 and older, as Will Benson looks at a cutter for a strike from Jamison Tyone to begin the last of the fifth. The Reds with a 3-0 lead over the Cubs in the opener of a 3-game set. Tyone high leg kick and pitch, and Benson takes the ball outside, 1-1 the count. Yeah, so fans in the Budweiser bleachers, 21 and older, will receive a Chicago mesh tank presented by Budweiser. Purchase tickets at cubs.com/tickets. Now the 1-1. That's in there for strike. Looked like Tyone took something off that one.
Little change up inside. Right on the inside corner at the knees.
Benson homered his last time up, a 2-run shot to straight right. Now the 1-2. High and outside. Count even at 2-2. Tyone missing with a fastball. It was Benson's 12th home run of the season. Now hitting at 196 on the year.
12th, 32nd.
Pitch is fouled out of play off to the left, 2-2. And the reason you're being a little facetious is you had a little bit of an issue with Benson taking his time rounding the bases.
He didn't take his time. He didn't leave the home plate area till the ball landed in the net. That's the problem. It's a little much.
Pulls one foul out of play off to the right. 2-2 on Benson. If you had a clock, how fast do you have to get out of the box after smacking a home
You
run?
don't. I mean, that's part of the game nowadays, and I realize, and it has been for quite some time. What he did was
Excessive
to the extreme. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
The last pitch outside, 3-2 the count now on Benson, who is having a conversation with the home plate umpire, and he was given an object by DJ Rayburn, not sure what it was, and he fired it in the direction of the Reds' dugout. Now the payoff pitch by Tyone. Benson fouls it back off the screen. Did you catch what it was on the replay?
I'm going to guess some of his jewelry broke, would be my guess, and it's fell around home plate. Just a guess, but I'm not 100% sure.
I'm guessing that's some big league jewelry.
I don't. Yeah, it's the only thing I can think of.
Here's the 3-2. Ground ball hit to first. Fielded by Bush. Races to the bag and beats Benson for out number 1. The first out sponsored by Xfinity. Stream sports with Xfinity because it's only live once.
Good pitch by J-Mo to get the little ground ball.
So here comes the number 9 hitter, Santiago Espinal, the shortstop tonight. Ellie De La Cruz did not get the start. Tyone delivers, and Espinal looks at a ball low and outside, a cutter that missed. Cincinnati with a 3-0 lead, 1 down, bottom 5. The next pitch is grounded on the right side. Oh, a beautiful backhanded stop by Bush, but his throw to Tyone is errant behind Tyone, and the play beautifully backed up by Amaya, but safe at first is Espinal.
Yeah, great stop, and he lays out for this ball as Bush. He makes great play, but, the one thing, you got to lead the pitcher. He threw that ball in behind him from his knees. Tough throw. And Espinal will be at first. I'm going to guess they may give him a base hit. I'm not sure. There might be an error. It could go either way. Throw well behind Tyone. Had no chance of catching that throw. Get the big fella Tyone going full speed towards first and throw that ball behind him. There's no chance of him backing up to try to catch this ball.
So Espinal at first base, 1 down, bottom 5, Cincinnati a 3-0 lead. And the batter is Jonathan India. Throw to first, diving back in safely, Espinal, and they have given him a base hit on the play. Espinal has 6 stolen bases this season, being held on at first by Bush. Tyone sets at the belt. A long set, and the pitch. India looks at a ball low. So 1-0 the count. The pitch clock is powered by Work Zone Safety. Make sure you follow Work Zone signs. It's not a game. Espinal extends his lead off the first base bag. Tyone is ready. The kick and pitch is low and outside. 2-0 now on India, who's 1 for 2 tonight. Singled in the first, grounded out to short in the third. Right-handed batter. Right-hander Tyone is ready. He works his motion, and the 2-0 pitch is inside. 3-0.
Just missed the corner. First pitch of the at-bat to India was a breaking ball. Had a lot of the strike zone, and Rayburn missed that one. That last pitch Tyone wanted, but it did miss just inside.
The 3-0 is a called strike, a fastball, about belt high, 3-1. Tyone is always around the strike zone. Has really good command. And the pitch. That's up high. Ball 4. So now the Reds mounting something here in the last of the 5th. 1 down, men at first and second. And TJ Friedel will stand in.
Now Tyone went with a little cutter slider just on that last pitch on 3-1 and just pulled it across the zone, just missed away. And now got to make a pitch here. Friedel at the plate, very good speed, but his only played a few games, only 29 games here so far. He is a tough guy to double up.
Friedel 0 for 2 tonight. Left-handed batter. The right-hander Tyone deals, and this pitch is drilled down the right field line. And it bounces off the sidewall foul. The crowd being prompted to make noise by the video boards here at Great American Ballpark. Men at first and second with one away. Now the 0-1 to Friedel. That's low. Cubs have activity in their bullpen. The veteran right-hander Jorge Lopez is warming up. Tyone has thrown 80 pitches. Pickoff play at second, the throw, and diving back in safely ahead of the tag by Swanson is Espinal. Friedel, an open stance from the left side. It's out of a crouch. Tyone with a long set and pitch. High drive, deep right field. Suzuki going back, looks up. It's gone. A 3-run home run for TJ Friedel. And it's now 6-0 Cincinnati here in the fifth.
I'll make the mistake inside to Friedel. He does a good job. Not a big guy, but he handles the ball inside well with a short downward swing and stays on top of the ball and really gets good backspin on these balls inside. And he just hits this high pitch. He stays on top of it with his hands, and this ball just carries into about the third row of bleachers and right. We've talked about it. The ball really jumps here to right field, and he just used this field to his advantage for a 3-run bomb.
A 374-foot laser by Friedel makes it 6-0 Cincinnati here in the last of the fifth, and Craig Counsell's going to make a pitching change. That's all for Jamison Tyone. The right-hander Jorge Lopez is going to come in. Pitching changes by the Cubs are sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Cincinnati 6, Cubs nothing here in the fifth on the score. And the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This summer, get away in the Hyundai you've always wanted at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get the hottest deals of the season on many of our award-winning Hyundai models, which all come with America's best warranty. But get going, because these deals won't last. Add more joy to your journey at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Lease the Tucson for $229 a month, or get 1.99% APR for 60 months. Hurry in to the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offers end July 31st. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
Step into the batter's box for BetMGM's Swing for the Fences free-to-play game. Pick an area of the strike zone and take your best swing. Log into your BetMGM sports account, then visit your promotions section to access the free-to-play game. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Illinois only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary depending on market and expire 24 hours from issuance. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB2 53342 in partnership with Paradise Hotel Casino.
So the new man on the mound for the Cubs is Jorge Lopez here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. The Reds with a 6-0 lead over the Cubs. Moments ago, TJ Friedel with a 3-run home run off of Jamison Tyone. So Tyone's night is done. He went 4 1/3, giving up those 6 runs on 6 hits, 2 of them home runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts tonight. He threw 81 pitches. Spencer Steer will step to the plate for Cincinnati. 1 for 2 tonight. A double, a stolen base, a run scored on a wild pitch in the third. Lopez works on the first base side of the rubber. The right-hander deals. And his first pitch is a called strike, fastball.
Lopez, good arm, big guy. Good fastball, good slider. Mid-90s with the heater. That last one, 95 miles an hour.
The next pitch is low and outside as Lopez misses with a slider. So 1-1 the count. Lopez to Steer. Low and outside. So 2-1 the count. Lopez began the year with the Mets. 28 games in New York. He was 1-2 with a 3.76 ERA. The pitch. Steer lines one, caught on one knee by Michael Bush. Wide of first, 2 away. An excellent play.
Now fastball, and Steer a little tardy, but stays on top of it and hits a line drive rocket. But Bushy with a nice snag of that line drive. That ball was hit as hard as any of the home runs that were hit tonight.
So 2 down, and the batter is Jeimer Candelario, the designated hitter, switch hitter, batting from the left side against the right-hander Lopez, who misses inside with a curveball, 1-0. The next pitch by Lopez is a check swing, but it doesn't matter. Called strike by the home plate umpire, DJ Rayburn. So 1-1 the count. Lopez deals. Fouled out of play by Candelario off to the left. 1-2, late on a fastball, clocked at 96 miles per hour from Lopez. Since being acquired by the Cubs, Lopez has pitched in 9 games. He's got a 0.84 ERA. Here's the pitch. Ground ball hit to first, fielded between the legs by Bush. Jogs to the bag in time to beat Candelario for out number 3. But the damage done earlier on a 3-run home run by Friedel after 5. Cincinnati with a 6-0 lead over the Cubs on the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer are Chicago's Sound of Summer on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Picture yourself in Indiana this summer, the perfect blend of adventure and relaxation. With countless outdoor activities, Indiana is the perfect summer destination. Start your planning at inindiana.com/summer.
This is it. Shop the Lowe's Closeout event to get up to 70% off select major appliances for your home. Plus, get up to 60% off select patio furniture and accessories for your outdoor spaces. So hurry into your local store today because these deals are too good to last. Shop them now before they're gone because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 8/7 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
You've reached the Toyota Tacoma hotline. If your Tacoma has just traversed a mud bog, press 1. If an alligator is now in the bed of your Tacoma, press 2.
The 2024 Tacoma. Toyota. Let's go places.
¿Cómo la panadería de Ella moldeó su éxito? Comenzó con una decisión inteligente. Probó una camioneta usada certificada de su concesionario Ford local. Inspeccionada, con garantía Ford, reporte Carfax y dentro de su budget. Los cupcakes atrajeron clientes y estos se hicieron regulares. Hola. El siguiente paso fue invertir en ella. Ford Blue Advantage, compra de autos usados hecha para ti. Consulta con tu concesionario para conocer detalles de la garantía limitada.
Today's forecast, high chance of rain fog that lasts all day and a pileup of excessive daytime sleepiness causing a massive slowdown.
That's how every day feels with idiopathic hypersomnia. Waking up groggy, walking through brain fog. But there is an option specifically for this condition. It's all at testyourtiredness.com.
Looks like things are clearing up already.
Discover more about a treatment option for idiopathic hypersomnia at testyourtiredness.com.
Nico Horner is on deck. Who's on Deck is sponsored by On Deck. Need a small business loan fast? Apply today at ondeck.com. And guys, today's Woodman's home run inning contestant is Matthew Zimmerman from Love Park, who will win the Woodman's gift card jackpot of $300. If a Northsider hits a home run this inning, you can enter with a QR code at any Chicago area Woodman's. Good luck, Matthew. Today's Woodman's home run inning contestant, service and savings. That's Woodman's. Pat?
Sam Moll becomes the new pitcher for Cincinnati. in relief of Carson Spires. Spires pitched 5 shutout innings. Cubs managed only a single by Ian Happ in the first inning. So 5 one-hit shutout innings for Spires. Let's see if the Cubs can have better success against the bullpen as Maul misses outside to Nico Horner. Very little breeze in Cincinnati tonight. It was 84 at game time. Lights beginning to have an effect as Nico Horner takes outside for ball 2. 2-1. We've talked, Ron, if you're trying to make a comeback, this is the kind of a park where you can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Ball really carries. We've seen 2 home runs. The last one by Friedel just dropped the head of the bat, or just stayed on top, I guess you might say.
Nico loops one down the left field line. That's a base hit. Over to pick it up is Benson. Leadoff single, Nico Horner. Let's see if that starts a promising rally. He got kind of jammed, didn't hit the ball real hard, but pulled it into left field for a soft single.
That good start here in the 6th for the Cubs. See if they can keep the line moving this inning. But, yeah, this, the ball really carries to all parts of the ballpark. Anybody can go deep. And, 6 runs is not safe. Cubs need to put together some hits like they did the last couple nights.
Michael Busch, the batter, hits one in the air to left. It's playable for Benson. Over near the line, the left-handed left fielder makes the catch. And that's out number 1. So Busch against the left-hander went after the first pitch and is retired. And here's Seiya Suzuki.
Michael got a pretty good pitch to hit. Took a big swing just underneath it, just a little. He hit that ball in the barrel, but popped it up.
Suzuki has hit into a fielder's choice and flied to deep left as Sam Maul keeps Horner close to the bag with a toss over. During the 5th inning, Ron and Zach, I was checking the phone for transactions and updates, and no real activity regarding player trades here as the deadline is now less than 24 hours away. Trading deadline will end tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And generally on that final day, that's when you see the most activity. Here comes the 0-1. Suzuki takes a change in there for a strike.
Well, there's no more, there's no more poker playing, right?
Yeah.
You got to play it now, and you got 24 hours to see if you can make a move. So we'll see what happens here. A lot of names thrown out there and a few big ones. So we'll see what happens.
Was that a distraction as a ball player for you, Ron? Because you were involved in that many, many years.
Yeah, I was involved probably 4 years in a row. I was, in that discussion of being traded. And, after a while, you just kind of get used to it. And you just kind of go, if I get traded, I do. As that pitch is down, I peel over to first. And Hoy says no swing. I just felt like, you worry about what you can control. At the end of the day, you'd play the games, you'd answer the questions after the game. Have you heard this? Have you heard that? What do you think? Yeah, I'm going to go home and I'll be here tomorrow at 2. Don't worry, it's just the way it is. And until then, you can drive yourself crazy thinking about it, and you can't do anything about it. So just go about your normal routine and see what happens.
1 out, 1 on. Cubs trail by 6. Inning number 6. The runner goes. The pitch inside. That'll be a stolen base for Nico Horner. In fact, he went in standing up to get the steal. He saw the pitch to Suzuki low and in. The catcher, Stevenson, did not receive it real cleanly. In fact, Stevenson didn't even bother. He knew that Nico had a gigantic jump and just held on to the ball. The count now 3-2 on Suzuki. The pitch by Maul. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Fastball got him. That's out number 2. Well, the way I think about it, Ron, I'm not a player, but it would seem to me that you've got enough to think about just being a big league ball player, what your job is that day, what pitcher you're going to try to get base hits against, or if you're a pitcher, what's the lineup that you're going to have to contend with. that would seem to be a full plate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Already. And to, clutter your mind with possible trades or rumors or whatever, it would seem to be just sapping more of your energy.
Yeah. I thought, when that was going on for me, I thought the Minnesota Twins treated me great. I had no complaints at all. But I also knew that there's a business side, and if I go somewhere, I'm probably going to a playoff contending team that's going to jump right into the heart of a major race. So, you know what? And you're right, though. You've got enough on your plate to just try to do well each day in the big leagues. That's enough. And let the cards fall where they may. I think for the younger a player that's involved in that, the harder it is to kind of get the noise out of the way. Just play the game.
You kind of get used to it over the years.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, I do. I know so, yeah.
2-1 to Ian Happ. Swings and misses. Happ now hitting right-handed. Carson Spires, a right-handed pitcher, began the game. Now a left-hander. Sam Maul is on the mound. 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. A runner at second. Let's see if the Cubs can get on the board as Happ fouls it away. Ian has singled to right and fly to the warning track in center. Cub fans here have had very little to get excited about so far. But there's still some time left. We're in the 6th inning. And the 2-2. Happ takes one that bounces in there for a ball. Now, he should get something to hit here. You've got Mike Tauchman on deck. But if you're leading by 6 runs, the last thing you want to do pitching in this ballpark is walk people.
Yeah, you want to go right after all the hitters. You don't want to give any free passes. Everybody's got a hit to get on base. That's right.
Short lead by Horner down at second. The pitch to Happ. Hit in the air, foul off to the right and out of play. Same 2 teams right out here again tomorrow night and Wednesday night. Cubs are home on Thursday night to host the St. Louis Cardinals. Night game Thursday and then 3-day games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Go to Cubs.com for ticket info. A liner to left, back, and making the catch is Benson. That line drive started to take off. Benson, about 6'5", reached up and made a leaping catch as he headed back toward the warning track in straightaway left. Cubs do not score. They leave 1. Middle of the 6th inning. Reds 6, Cubs nothing. This is The Score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
Cub fans, Craig Counsell here. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs radio network.
Picture yourself in Indiana this summer, the perfect blend of adventure and relaxation. With countless outdoor activities, Indiana is the perfect summer destination. Start your planning at inindiana.com/summer.
How did Ella make her way to the top? It all started with one smart decision. She test drove a certified used truck from her local Ford dealer. It was inspected, backed by a Ford warranty, and fit her budget. A Carfax report was the cherry on top. Soon, a pinch of confidence became a truckload of ambition. Cupcakes became customers. Customers became regulars. Hola. Turns out, Ella's next great investment was herself. Ford Blue Advantage. Used car buying that's built for you. See dealer for full program and limited warranty details.
Today's forecast: high chance of rain fog that lasts all day and a pileup of excessive daytime sleepiness causing a massive slowdown.
That's how every day feels with idiopathic hypersomnia. Waking up groggy, walking through brain fog. But there is an option specifically for this condition. It's all at testyourtiredness.com.
Looks like things are clearing up already.
Discover more about a treatment option for idiopathic hypersomnia at testyourtiredness.com.
The out-of-town scoreboard is fueled by Citgo Tri-Clean Gasoline. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. Before we get to the scoreboard, there's been another trade in the majors. Toronto sending veteran third baseman Justin Turner to Seattle for a prospect. Some cash going from Toronto to Seattle as well.
Here's the ball bounced right back to the mound, and that's going to be an easy first out. One pitch and one away. Lopez, the new pitcher for the Cubs. What else you got, Zach?
Now, as for the scoreboard, in game one of a doubleheader, the Orioles beat the Blue Jays 11-5. Ryan Mountcastle and Anthony Santander both going deep for Baltimore. Game two underway, bottom one. Blue Jays and Orioles are tied at 1.
Jorge Lopez delivers. This ball is a soft line drive hit fair off the glove of a diving Wisdom. The ball curls into foul territory, and it's going to be a very unusual looking two-base hit for the batter for the Reds. He was hitting for Tyler Stevenson. I'm going to identify him momentarily. I believe that is the player to be named later.
I think that was Fraley, right? Isn't that Fraley that just hit and got a little jam shot? I don't know if you could hit a ball softer, Pat, and have a double. Do you think you could hit one softer than that and hit a double? I don't think so.
It was a little number just out of the range of a diving Wisdom right near third. It kicked off his glove and squirted into foul territory, and it is Jake Fraley with a two-base hit here in the 6th inning.
I mean, that ball might have went a total of 120 feet tops all the way when it stopped rolling.
Noelvi Marte will take a ball, 1-1. There's one away in the inning. Reds on top 6-0, out hitting the Cubs 7-2. Marte has struck out twice, both of those against Jamison Tyone, as he takes a called strike, 1-2 from Lopez.
The rest of the scores around the majors: Middle 8 in Detroit. Guardians leading the Tigers 8-2. Bo Naylor, a 3-run home run for Cleveland. Yankees all over the Phillies, 9-3 now in the bottom half of the 7th inning. You're never going to guess who went deep again in that game.
Curveball outside from Jorge Lopez.
I know what you're thinking.
Would it be Aaron Judge?
Yeah, he has homered twice tonight, so he now has 39 home runs on the year.
Does he have 100 RBIs yet before August? It's got to be close.
Now the pitch to Marte is strike 3 called. Out number 2, Marte not thrilled with the call by DJ Rayburn. And that's out number 2. A man at second. Cubs down by 6. And here is Will Benson.
And to answer your question, Coom, Judge now with 99 RBIs on the year to go along with his 39 home runs. Red Sox blowing out the Mariners 12-1 now. Bottom of the 5th inning, Masataka Yoshida with a 2-run home run for Boston.
Now Lopez working on Benson, who hits a high drive foul, slicing down the left field line and back out of play, Zach.
Pete Alonso's gone deep, number 22 for him. Mets leading the Twins 6-1, top of the 6th inning in New York. The Rangers, a 3-2 lead over the Cardinals. They're in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Pirates and Astros scoreless in the top of the 4th in Houston. Top 3 on the south side. Royals and White Sox are even at 1. They're scoreless in Milwaukee. Braves and Brewers in the bottom of the 3rd.
Lopez pitch in for a strike to Will Benson. Benson with a 2-run homer started the scoring in this game back in the 2nd inning. Reds got a run on the 3rd. A wild pitch allowing Spencer Steer to score, and then a 3-run homer by T.J. Friedel in the 5th. Breaking ball is outside. The Cubs offense sputtering tonight. Just 2 hits through 6 innings. It's always frustrating. You have back-to-back games like the Cubs did in Kansas City, and you think, okay, now the offense is ready.
I think 12 and 9 hits the last couple nights.
Yeah. Popped up the short. Swanson's going to grab it to end the inning. Reds don't score. It's on to inning number 7. Cincinnati 6, Cubs nothing. This is the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hall of Famer Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer bring you all the action on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Picture yourself in Indiana this summer, the perfect blend of adventure and relaxation. Paddle across picturesque lakes, hike through breathtaking views, and make a splash in our water parks. Discover the beauty of our beaches as you stroll along miles of sandy shoreline and enjoy live music, local flavors, and endless fun at our festivals. With countless outdoor activities, Indiana is the perfect summer destination. Start your planning at inindiana.com/summer.
That was Foggy Mornings. Up next is Let It Sleep on Back to Bed Radio.
If you have idiopathic hypersomnia, it could be time to remix the playlist of your day. That epic struggle to wake up, the endless sleepiness. It's time to raise your expectations. Learn about a treatment for idiopathic hypersomnia. Visit testyourtiredness.com.
That is more like it and more your style. Learn more about your condition at testyourtiredness.com so you can remix your day.
Jim was at the laundromat when he heard his ear said Maraca, senor, but his nose said, "Hey, freshest scent ever." Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring Gain scent beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, "Sir, your scent Maraca smell amazing." You could call them scent maracas, but most noses call them Gain scent beads. Try Gain scent beads. Way fresher than detergent alone.
Hey, I'm Rhett.
And I'm Link.
Maybe you know us from our daily YouTube show, Good Mythical Morning.
But this is a little trailer for our podcast, Ear Biscuits, where two lifelong friends talk about life for a long time.
And nothing is off limits. We talk about our sex lives, our mental health journeys, but we try to never take ourselves too seriously.
So we invite you to not do the same, or to do the same. We invite you to listen. Follow and listen to Ear Biscuits.
Now for free on the Odyssey app and everywhere you get your podcasts.
We move on to inning number 7 with Ron Coomer, Pat Hughes at the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. Zach Zaidman working alongside. Our engineer is Dave Abbott. Let's see if the Cubs can make a game of this as they trail by 6. Tauchman leads off the 7th inning by taking a called strike from the left-hander. Justin Wilson, former Cub left-hander, now doing the pitching for Cincinnati. And the next delivery. Changeup is in there for a strike. Tauchman didn't like that call. 0-2. We are approaching the twilight hour. Just a little bit of sunlight left. In about 5 or 10 minutes or so, the lights will take full effect. Still nice and warm. 84 degrees, but not oppressively warm. The 0-2, Tauchman lines it foul off to the left, out of play.
And designated hitters for the Cubs are sponsored by Fireplace and Chimney Authority. Visit online or Elmhurst or Lyle's showrooms. Michael Tauchman at the plate in 245 as a DH tonight.
The 0-2 is a little bit wide. Tauchman has struck out and flied out. Swanson and Wisdom to follow. Lefty to lefty, Justin Wilson to Mike Tauchman. Outside, Tauchman had a good look at it. It's 2-2. Cubs lost 3 out of 4 here. Very frustrating series about a month and a half ago. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 1. Tauchman is out on strikes, in the batter, Dansby Swanson. After this series, the two teams will have 3 games left. They'll be at Wrigley Field at the very, very end of the year. A series that starts on September 27th, the final 3 games of the regular season. Dansby lays off some high heat, ball 1. Getting back to this week, the Cardinals are in for 4. That'll be the final Cardinals-Cubs series of the year. Here's a drive toward right center. Had a good sound to it. Friedel goes back near the wall, and Friedel makes a nice catch. Reaching out, he knew the wall was coming up. He gently collided with the wall, reached out with his right hand, and made a very nice backhanded play. He showed a lot of athletic ability to make that one.
Well, and now you know why that they've really missed this guy. he's a very, very good clutch hitter with runners in scoring position, and an excellent center fielder can go get them. And with him only playing 29 games, this will be game number 30 this year. That has really been a big issue for Cincinnati, and in the way they just play the game. And Friedel has showed in this ball game how good a player he is with a home run and a couple great plays.
2 down, nobody on. Cubs trail by 6. Patrick Wisdom swings and misses, 1-1. 7th inning brought to you by Volvo. Volvo and their plug-in hybrid vehicles, electric cars with a backup plan. Chopper foul off the bat of Wisdom. Visit your local retailer to learn more. Volvo.
And I don't know if you know this or not, Pat, but we're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Wisdom takes high. You mean to say these broadcasts are live?
They're not Memorex.
Who was it? Ella Fitzgerald used to do those commercials, right? And she would sing with that glorious voice of hers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's about all I recall from the spot. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Reds 6, Cubs nothing. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans. It's Pete Crow Armstrong. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Picture yourself in Indiana this summer, the perfect blend of adventure and relaxation. With countless outdoor activities, Indiana is the perfect summer destination. Start your planning at inindiana.com/summer.
Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. Discover the artist, the foodie, the adventurer, and the kid in you too. Discover all of you, all in one place. World-class music and art, local food, brews, and spirits, endless bike trails, and other thrilling outdoor adventures. Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. It's closer than you think. Plan your getaway at visithamiltoncounty.com.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like choosing Derek Jeter as the pinch hitter for your baseball team.
Jeter, you're in. We need a home run.
I'll give it a try. I've swung a bat once or twice.
That's out of here. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Bottom of the 7th inning in Cincinnati. Reds up 6-0 over the Cubs. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's teams on the Parkins and Spiegel Show. Afternoons 2 to 6 on the score. WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, on Odyssey Sports Station.
All reviews in this game sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
First pitch to Santiago Espinal is popped in the air. Shallow left. Dansby Swanson will make the catch as Nate Pearson is the new right-handed pitcher in the game for the Chicago Cubs, making his Cubs debut.
Big, strong guy, 6'6", 250-some pounds. Hard thrower. He's got a big arm. Yeah, and see how he can fare here with the Cubs. He's had some ups and downs, but boy, it's one of those guys, first-round pick, Pat, and he's one of those guys that you go, boy, if he ever really figures it out, he could be a force with that blazing fastball, in the high 90s.
Ball 1 to Jonathan India, the next offering. Breaking ball is down low. Lucas Sims throwing in the Cincinnati bullpen, I think is what I heard. Lights have just about taken full effect now as India pulls the ground ball to the hole. Going to be a tough play for Dansby. Throws to first in time. He got him. What a play. Swanson sliding on one knee, backhand the ball, and then planted the foot and got up all in one motion. Amazing to watch him do that. His throw then was a one-hopper, but it was out in front of Bush enough so that he was able to catch it on one bounce. What a play by Swanson.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it's a great play by Swanson to get to this ball and get rid of it in a hurry. And it's a great pick by Bush at first base. This is a really difficult pick because the ball checks up and bounces up, and it's an in-between hop. Michael with a great play at first base to pick that ball out of the dirt. So excellent defense by the Cubs.
And it's going to be the catch of the game. Just an outstanding big league play by both men. Catch of the game sponsored by Catch Des Moines. Things aren't so hush-hush in Des Moines where only the S's are silent. Discover the best of the Midwest at catchdesmoines.com. Reds 6, Cubs nothing. Cubs have a grand total of 2 hits, both singles, through 7 innings, or through their 7 innings of batting. The Reds are in their 7th. T.J. Friedel had a big 3-run homer in the 5th. Friedel waits for the 3-1 from Pearson, and the pitch is in there for a strike, 3-2.
Manager challenges and instant replays. All reviews in the game are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. Second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
And the 3-2 hit in the air, left center, pretty well hit, but it's playable for Crow Armstrong, and he makes the catch to end the inning. Nice job by Pearson. Nate Pearson in his Cubs debut works 1, 2, 3. We go to the 8th inning. Reds 6, Cubs nothing. This is the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
Every home run and double play is called by Pat and Ron on the Chicago Cubs radio network.
Lowe's knows that for pros, time is money. And that's why with the Lowe's app, we've made saving time easy. You can authorize crew members to make purchases at Lowe's stores on your behalf. They can pay quickly by scanning a QR code for a simple checkout every time. Now that's what we call saving time in store with the Lowe's app. So you have more time to get the job done because Lowe's knows pros.
Hey, I'm Rhett. And I'm Link. This is a little trailer for our podcast, Ear Biscuits, where 2 lifelong friends talk about life for a long time.
And nothing is off limits.
Follow and listen to Ear Biscuits.
Now for free on the Odyssey app and everywhere you get your podcasts.
Picture yourself in Indiana this summer, the perfect blend of adventure and relaxation. Paddle across picturesque lakes, hike through breathtaking views, and make a splash in our water parks. Discover the beauty of our beaches as you stroll along miles of sandy shoreline and enjoy live music, local flavors, and endless fun at our festivals. With countless outdoor activities, Indiana is the perfect summer destination. Start your planning at inindiana.com/summer.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids, 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K, Pat. To donate your car today.
Pete Crow Armstrong will lead off this 8th inning run against Reds pitcher Lucas Sims. And the first offering to Crow Armstrong is in there for a called strike.
Intermediate. Tonight's attendance is 21,837.
21,837 is the attendance tonight for game 1 of this series as Crow Armstrong pulls it foul off to the right and out of play, 0-2. Cubs baseball brought to you in part by Circa Resort and Casino. Get ready for the time of your life. CircaLasVegas.com. Crow Armstrong fouls it away. Pete tonight has flied out and grounded out. The Cubs have just not been able to put any kind of an attack together. And now the 0-2 on the way from Sims. Lifted to left center, pretty well hit. Back goes Friedel, makes a running catch. Friedel gets a good jump on a ball again, and that's out number one.
Yeah, in this ballpark, if it stays in the park, there's a good chance Friedel's going to catch it. Yeah, once again, Pete Armstrong hits that ball pretty well, all the way to the track in left center field. He gave it a ride, just Friedel outran the ball.
Stay tuned for the toast of the game. That's going to be presented by Benny's Beverage Depot coming up in the ninth inning, and it will be named by Ron Coomer. Six runs, 7 hits, no errors for Cincinnati. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Cubs. Miguel Amaya waiting, taking down low in the count 1-1.
And doubles by Cubs hitters are sponsored by Traffic Tech. Double up your business with Traffic Tech, the hardest working team in transport. Cubs could use one of these. How about a safe to plate? Sponsored by Granger. Think safety, think Granger. We could use about 6 more of these.
Mm-hmm. Here's a number down the first baseline. It's fair. It hits the bag. And an unbelievable play out at first base is Amaya. The ball hit the bag, went to the inside of the diamond. Steer ran over, made a shovel toss to the pitcher, covering just in time to get Amaya. I don't think I've ever seen that exact play, ever.
No, I would agree. And that's when, things aren't going your way. When you get beat by a pinball play, that's not good. And that's exactly what that was. A cue shot going foul. The spin of the ball keeps it fair. It was in foul territory. Hits the bag, bounces away from the first baseman, and he gives you the old no-look flip pass to the pitcher covering the bag.
You score it 3-1, but it was anything but a simple 3-1 putout. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Nico Horner will swing away and foul it away. I thought for sure when the ball hit the bag, it was going to be a base hit. But Steer ran over, backhanded the ball, and made kind of a blind toss to first. Not even a toss. It was a shovel. Never did touch the ball with his bare hand. Just shoveled it backhanded with the glove. And to his credit, the pitcher, Sims, was ready to catch it. Now the 0-2 on the way to Nico Horner, outside for a ball.
And stolen bases by the Cubs are sponsored by Turo Tire, keeping performance within reach. Learn more at ATuroTire.com.
Sims, a right-hander, coming back 1-2 and missing down low to Nico Horner. Nico has one of the Cubs' 2 hits. No extra base knocks for the Cubs in this game. When you play a game here and get no extra base hits, you feel like you've given one back. Horner is going to be out on strikes. I believe it was called a strike by the home plate umpire, DJ Rayburn, and then confirmed by James Hoy down at first. Cubs don't score. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Cincinnati 6, Cubs nothing. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs fans, Ian Happ here. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
With the trade deadline approaching, the road to October starts now. I'm Rob Bradford. Join me on Baseballs and Boring for exclusive interviews, behind-the-scenes stories, and expert analysis. Follow and listen to Baseballs and Boring on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Picture yourself in Indiana this summer, the perfect blend of adventure and relaxation. Paddle across picturesque lakes, hike through breathtaking views, and make a splash in our water parks. Discover the beauty of our beaches as you stroll along miles of sandy shoreline and enjoy live music, local flavors, and endless fun at our festivals. With countless outdoor activities, Indiana is the perfect summer destination. Start your planning at inindiana.com/summer.
Today's forecast, high chance of rainfall that lasts all day and a pileup of excessive daytime sleepiness causing a massive slowdown.
That's how every day feels with idiopathic hypersomnia. Waking up groggy, walking through brain fog. But there is an option specifically for this condition. It's all at testyourtiredness.com.
Looks like things are clearing up already.
Discover more about a treatment option for idiopathic hypersomnia at testyourtiredness.com.
Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. Discover the artist, the foodie, the adventurer, and the kid in you too. Discover all of you, all in one place. World-class music and art, local food, brews, and spirits, endless bike trails, and other thrilling outdoor adventures. Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. It's closer than you think. Plan your getaway at visithamiltoncounty.com.
Stream every out-of-market game, live or on demand. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Pat?
Did you say every single game, Zach?
Every single one. That's the magic of MLB.tv. Go there for details.
That would occupy someone's time quite nicely, I would think, if you streamed every single game. As we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, Spencer Steer, the batter. Pearson still on the mound for the Cubs. A chopper foul, and that ball hit Steer in his foot as he fouled it, and he's hobbled a little bit. The attendance tonight, the actual figure, 21,837. Ron Coomer is the winner in the Finney's Beverage Depot attendance game with a guess of 23,000 flat.
Big night here in Cincinnati for the Coon Dog. Ooh.
Well, early in the year, I thought both teams might be more competitive and more successful with more wins at this juncture. Turned out to be a very nice night for a game. Fastball is inside. Temperature in the low 80s. No rain.
Yeah, this is about as good a baseball night as you're going to get. A little humid, hot, good baseball weather. Field in great condition.
Spencer Steer takes outside. Nobody out. Bottom of the 8th inning.
RBIs by Cubs batters tonight and always are sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Old National Bank.
Take a look at some baseball history on the 29th of July. Fastball, strike 3 call. That's out number 1.
Anything big happen on this date in baseball history, Pat?
Take a look here, Ron. Strikeouts. Zach informs me that is a strikeout. We are going to read that. Sponsored by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Own every mile in a brand new Hyundai. I've got a trivia question for both of you before we... Deep drive to right off the bat of Candelario. It's a long home run. Jeimer Candelario, a long home run to right. And now it is 7-0 Cincinnati.
Look at that, a fastball up and out over the plate. Jeimer went out and got that one and hooked it about halfway up the bleachers in straight right field. A long home run.
Third homer of the night for Cincinnati. Their homers have accounted for 6 of their 7 runs. Candelario's 17th of the year. He now has 50 runs batted in. And the Reds increase their lead to 7-0 here in the 8th inning. Okay, here's the question for you guys. Look out. Stevenson gets hit in the helmet by the pitch from Nate Pearson. Stevenson upset. He never fell down. Stevenson being talked to by Miguel Amaya. Amaya saying it was not on purpose. It just got away. Stevenson now walking toward first. He took that one right in the helmet.
Yeah, he got, I'm not exactly sure where, but it knocked his helmet off and it was up and in. There's no doubt about that. And he's still wobbly. I know he's not real happy.
Stevenson never did fall over. He now is at first base. The trainer is out talking to him. The umpires are conferring. And Nate Pearson has been tossed out of the game.
Yeah, and I think because of that, Craig Counsell will also be thrown out of the game. And now Counts is trying to save his catcher, but Counts is going to ask why.
Counsell now talking with Charlie Ramos and James Hoy and John Libka and DJ Rayburn.
Counts is probably saying, if we didn't hit somebody after Benson's home run with all that, we're not trying to hit anybody.
Pearson in his Cubs debut has been tossed out of the game. Counsell still putting up his argument.
I think what created the issue, and Rayburn is saying, is the pitch was up and in, and that's why they're ejecting him, even if there's some question whether they thought it was on purpose or not. The pitch was high and tight, and that's what the umpires, they're just not going to let that slide. You know that.
Did you ever have something like that happen to you after a home run?
Oh, yeah. You know, the question is, you know, you years ago, this got resolved on the field, and you didn't do that. You didn't stand in home plate for a long period of time, and if you did, the game they get resolved on the field, and that's the issue. And nowadays the umpires take it into their count, and now Counts has been thrown out of the game.
You almost knew he was going to stay out there until he did get ejected.
There's no doubt. Yep.
And he will leave after a few parting words for the umpires. Reds lead 7-0. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Jammer Candelario with a long home run. We're watching the pitch to Stevenson. Yeah, it came up and hit him in the side of the head. It hit all helmet, no skin as far as we could tell. That's frightening.
Yeah,
it's just
it really
a frightening
is,
thing to watch. So Pearson has been ejected. The Cubs will have a new man coming in. For some reason, nobody has emerged from the right field bullpen area. We can tell you that Cubs pitching changes are brought to you by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. And we'll be right back with more. We're in the 7th inning. We're in the 8th inning. Reds lead 7-0 over the Cubs, and we'll be right back after this on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer are Chicago's sound of summer on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Step up to the plate with Xfinity Internet. Get the fastest speeds and low-lag streaming for an incredible viewing experience that knocks it out of the park. And you'll have a consistent connection with reduced buffering and freezing, so you can stay in all the action inning after inning. When it's game time, make sure to catch it all with internet that's powerful and reliable. Stream sports from the best seat in the house with Xfinity, because it's only live once. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Many factors affect speed. For factors affecting speed, visit Xfinity.com/network management.
Ready to transform your space from drab to fab? Look no further than your neighborhood Benjamin Moore store. They're your partners in paint perfection, offering a kaleidoscope of quality colors and finishes from bold to subtle. Their paints are designed to impress and endure. Their expert team provides personalized guidance every step of the way, ensuring your project shines. Whether you're a pro or a DIY enthusiast, let Benjamin Moore bring your vision to life. Ignite your creativity today and visit BenjaminMoore.com for a location near you.
Bottom of the 8th inning as Cincinnati leads the Cubs 7-0. Drew Smiley warming up after Nate Pearson was just ejected, along with manager Craig Counsell. Orioles beat the Blue Jays 11-5 in Game 1 of a doubleheader. The second game of that doubleheader is in progress. Middle 3, Blue Jays and Orioles are tied at 3. The Guardians lead the Tigers 8-4. That game has just gone final. Bo Naylor hit a 3-run home run in that game for Cleveland. Aaron Judge has gone deep twice. He now has 39 home runs this season. The Yankees all over the Phillies 12-4 in the top half of the 9th inning. In the 7th, the Red Sox blowing out the Mariners 14-3 now the score in favor of Boston. Bottom 6, another blowout. The Mets 11, Twins 1. Pete Alonso with his 22nd home run. Rangers leading the Cardinals 3-2. They're in the top half of the 6th inning. After 5, it's the Astros 2 and the Pirates nothing. The Royals a 2-1 lead over the White Sox in the top half of the 5th. Salvador Perez with an RBI single. The Braves leading the Brewers 2-1, top of the 6th in Milwaukee. Marcell Ozuna with his 31st home run. Pat?
All right, Zach, thanks for your updates. Drew Smyly is the new man pitching for the Cubs. Tyler Stevenson is still in the game. Again, he never fell over or hit the ground. It hit the helmet on the left side of his head. And he is at first base, so he'll remain in the game. Drew Smyly taking all the warm-ups he needs. Okay, here's a baseball trivia question for you. He's in the baseball history notes for this day. Who was the first manager to win the World Series in both leagues? He was also the first manager to win 600 games in both the National League and the American League.
Okay.
On this date, he achieved that, and that's why he's part of the baseball history notes today. You would have probably played in some games. I'm trying to think. He might have been done by the time you got into the big leagues, Ron. I'm not sure of that.
Well, the one guy that comes to mind first, would it be Whitey Herzog?
No.
Okay.
No. That is a good guess. If I gave you the teams, it would give it away.
Yeah, no, you don't have to do that, yeah.
I will say there is a connection with a team in the Cubs division.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're just about ready for the resumption of play here. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning.
I guess Sparky Anderson.
Sparky Anderson,
yeah,
right you are. First manager to win the World Series in both leagues. As Jake Fraley fouls away the pitch by Smyly. Of course, he took the Big Red Machine to more than one title, I believe 2. And then he led the Detroit Tigers in 1984 to the World Series. Here comes the 0-1. A little looper towards second. It's going to be caught by Horner. He'll quickly throw to first, but Stevenson gets back in. Out number 2. Fraley is gone. The batter, Noelvi Marte.
Little bat handle shot out to Horner. Good pitch to get the little pop up.
21 years ago tonight, Matt Clement, right-hander of yesteryear, pitched a 2-hitter in a night game at Wrigley and beat the Giants 3-0. Here's the line drive down the left field line into the corner. Stevenson will stop at third on a 2-base hit by Noelvi Marte.
The breaking ball stays up, and he just hooks this ball, hooks it, but it just barely keeps it fair going down that line and ends up in the corner.
Reds leading 7-0. Reds with 3 home runs in the game and now 3 doubles as well. So 6 of their 9 hits are extra base hits. As Will Benson swings and misses at a fastball from Drew Smyly. Haven't heard much about Matt Clement since he left the Cubs. Always liked him. Very nice man. Good right-handed pitcher.
Yeah, very good, yeah.
2003 Cubs team. Kerry Wood was on that team. Mark Pryor, Carlos Zambrano. Fly ball right center, shallow and playable. Converging are Suzuki and Crow Armstrong. Pete Crow Armstrong makes the catch to end the inning. The Reds get a run on the home run by Candelario. We go to the ninth inning. Cincinnati 7 and the Cubs nothing. This is the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Catch every moment of every game all season long on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Picture yourself in Indiana this summer, the perfect blend of adventure and relaxation. Paddle across picturesque lakes, hike through breathtaking views, and make a splash in our water parks. Discover the beauty of our beaches as you stroll along miles of sandy shoreline and enjoy live music, local flavors, and endless fun at our festivals. With countless outdoor activities, Indiana is the perfect summer destination. Start your planning at inindiana.com/summer.
Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. Discover the artist, the foodie, the adventurer, and the kid in you too. Discover all of you, all in one place. World-class music and art, local food, brews, and spirits, endless bike trails, and other thrilling outdoor adventures. Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. It's closer than you think. Plan your getaway at visithamiltoncounty.com.
Aloha, everyone. John Heilman here, and on my new podcast, In Politics with John Heilman, we roam the corridors of power and influence in America, talking with the people who shape our culture in politics, entertainment, tech, sports, media, and beyond, along with the journalists and authors who chronicle their exploits. The folks who shift and sway our culture are a rare breed indeed, and even rarer are the conversations on In Politics with John Heilman. So follow and listen to In Politics with John Heilman, an Odyssey podcast in partnership with Puck, available now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. Matt?
Reds' new pitcher, Buck Farmer, bearded veteran right-hander. And the Cubs down by 7. Let's see if they can make a little noise here in the ninth inning, as Michael Busch will take a curveball for a strike from Farmer. Cubs have 2 hits, a single by Happ in the first inning and a single by Horner in the 6th. Neither team with an error. Each team has left 4 men on base. But the Reds with a lot of extra base knocks tonight. Home runs by Will Benson, TJ Friedel, and Jamer Candelario. And the next pitch taken high by Busch. It was an unassisted triple play on this date in 1968. Senator shortstop Ron Hansen became the 8th big leaguer to achieve an unassisted triple play.
How about that?
Chopper foul. I've never seen one. I've seen triple plays, but the unassisted triple is in a whole separate category.
I would agree.
It would almost have to be a middle infielder.
Yeah, I would
Wouldn't
agree.
it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And the pitch on the way, fouled off. I think the most likely scenario for an unassisted triple play would be the runners are both going with the pitch. Maybe a 3-2 pitch.
Yeah.
Nobody out, obviously.
Yeah.
And the ball is hit right to a middle infielder. And when he catches it, he's close enough to tag somebody and then run over and tag the other guy, or step on second and then run over and tag the runner coming in from first. Here comes the 2-2. Swung on, hit high in the air, deep right center field. Back toward the wall is Fraley at the wall. It's gone. Home run, Michael Busch. Cubs get on the board here in the ninth inning, a solo home run. Towering drive by Busch, one of the highest drives we've ever seen him hit. And it's good for his 13th home run, and the Cubs are on the board. It's 7-1.
Now you got to like that for Michael here in the ninth. You know, him staying in the game and just battling through. And he got this little off-speed pitch, change up down in the middle of the plate. And he golfs this one, and he hit this ball a long way and very high, as you said.
Another hefty home run as Suzuki takes a strike. Brought to you by Hefty, the official trash bag of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty strong all day long. Nobody out. Let's see if Suzuki can get on. He will look at a strike, 0-2. RBIs by Cubs batters. Brought to you by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter.
And the hardest working player of the game, sponsored by Bosch Power Tools. What hard workers deserve. How about that last swing of the bat by Michael Busch? He's been on base twice now. A couple good defensive plays. So Michael Busch will be our hardest working player of the game by Bosch Power Tools.
And the 1-2. Suzuki taking low and outside for a ball. Toast of the game is brought to you by Benny's Beverage Depot. So you've named the hardest working.
Mm-hmm.
And now the toast of the game, separate category.
Well, might have to be the same guy.
Swing and a miss. Suzuki is out number 1. I don't see why that's a problem.
No, the Cubs only scored 1 run. What are they? Hit-wise, the hit totals have been way down. They have 4 hits in the game, I think. Yeah, Bushy with the only run, 3 hits in the game. So, yeah, so Michael Busch will be our toast of the game ball player, too. He's driven in the only run. He drove it himself, that home run.
Ian Happ takes a curveball for a strike. Suzuki struck out. A run in, 1 down, 9th inning. Cubs trail 7-1. The next pitch by Farmer. Hit in the air to right. Going back is Fraley. This ball is going to be caught by Fraley up against the right field fence. Fraley, a very athletic play. Nice catch. He banged into that padded wall and held on to it. Boy, that was not a routine catch.
No, you talk about 2 guys that can go get him. Fraley and Friedel in center and right field. These 2 guys have made some plays tonight, and that was a spectacular one.
Out number 2. Thanks to Loyola Medicine. They sponsor the At Our Best moment of the game. Sponsored by Loyola Medicine. When things are at their worst, we're at our best. Mike Tauchman fouls it away. I'm going to say that great play by Dansby Swanson at shortstop was the best moment for the Cubs. Sponsored by Loyola Medicine. Tauchman needs to reach to keep the Cubs going on this Monday night. We'll be right back out here again tomorrow. Tauchman looks at a ball that dips down low. Some of the fans start to head for the exits here at the Great American Ballpark. The Reds' right-hander Farmer coming back 1-1. And that just missed the outside corner. Two balls and a strike on Tauchman. He hits a drive to right. This ball is back toward the track. Fraley in front of the wall makes the catch, and the ball game is over. The last 2 outs are warning track fly balls. The Reds win game 1 by a score of 7-1. And we'll be back with the totals in a moment. You are listening to The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs fans, Justin Steele here. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Picture yourself in Indiana this summer, the perfect blend of adventure and relaxation. With countless outdoor activities, Indiana is the perfect summer destination. Start your planning at inindiana.com/summer.
Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. Discover the artist, the foodie, the adventurer, and the kid in you too. Discover all of you, all in one place. World-class music and art, local food, brews, and spirits, endless bike trails, and other thrilling outdoor adventures. Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. It's closer than you think. Plan your getaway at visithamiltoncounty.com.
Aloha, everyone. John Heilman here, and on my new podcast, In Politics with John Heilman, we roam the corridors of power and influence in America, talking with the people who shape our culture in politics, entertainment, tech, sports, media, and beyond, along with the journalists and authors who chronicle their exploits. The folks who shift and sway our culture are a rare breed indeed, and even rarer are the conversations on In Politics with John Heilman. So follow and listen to In Politics with John Heilman, an Odyssey podcast in partnership with Puck, available now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Join Chicago baseball legend Ozzie Guillen at the Rincon Family Services 2024 Swing for Support for Mental Health Golf Outing, September 30th at Cog Hill Golf and Country Club in Lamont.
This is the best fans. I love you.
Ozzie's raising funds for mental health, all while enjoying a day of golf, including dinner.
Go playing golf and you're going to like it.
Sponsorship packages are available, and there's a 140 golfer capacity, so get your spot now. Go to og13.org. Together, we can create a positive change and support Rincon Family Services.
Here are the game totals for the Cincinnati Reds. 7 runs on 9 hits and no errors. The Chicago Cubs managed 1 run on just 3 hits and no errors. The winning pitcher, Carson Spires, he improves to 4-2. The losing pitcher, Jamison Tyone, his record now 7-6. 2 hours and 25 minutes was the time of the game in front of 21,837 here in Cincinnati. The final again, Reds 7, Cubs 1. Ronnie and I return with a little bit more after this on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hall of Famer Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer bring you all the action on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
It's been a 3-year wait, but the Olympics are back, and the CBS Sports Podcast Network has you covered with everything happening in Paris. It's a new era for the U.S.